Welcome back to Kind of Funny's DCEU in review. That's right. We are ranking and reviewing every movie in the DC extended universe. I'm Tim Gettys.
He troubleshoots it for 20 minutes and starts laughing immediately.
This is Andy Cortez. That, unfortunately, is Kevin Coelho.
There he is.
Greg Miller.
Hello.
And Nick Scarpino.
I'm still laughing
Shazam.
and think about how Greg was so confused a few weeks ago thinking,
Oh, yeah?
how does this actually happen?
I thought I understood and then I clearly didn't. And then I came back around to understanding. Sirens are on our
Oh
end.
my God! Can you make him disappear again? This might be the most disturbing you've looked this entire run of the show.
Just gonna.
Oh
just
man!
gonna
keep my mouth shut for.
Yeah.
Let's-
Hold on,
move
do it one
on.
more time. And then let me guess. Tampon? Is that what you think he looks like? What
A
do you?
tampon?
Yeah.
No.
God damn! All right, well, we're just gonna move right along. This show happens live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames.
You see it though, right?
You can watch it later on youtube.com/kindoffunny
To be
or
fair, we all sort of look
roosterteeth.com.
like tampons right now.
Speak for yourself. I look like a fucking
does that
superhero.
I look great.
You look great. Yeah. No mask today, huh?
We
I
all
like
look
it.
super absorbent.
No mask today, no.
No judgment. This
Did
isn't
you
a
lose
judgment.
it? Did you lose it?
No, he doesn't need it.
It's there. I have the mask
We need it for
later.
Yeah.
You can also get it on podcast services by searching for
Well,
Kind of
what's later?
Funny
I'm
Reviews.
just worried about my oily
He
face.
couldn't wear the mask because he voted today.
You can get the show ad free.
You're right,
On
you can't go in like
patreon.com/kindoffunny.
true.
Just like our Patreon producers did, Mohammed, Justin Toft, Das Bear, Jew, Blackjack, and Jarrett Brown.
Downtown Jared Brown.
When, is this a new thing that started?
I like it a lot.
Yes,
Julie
it is.
Brown.
Cool.
Remember her?
I do remember
VJ.
that. VJ. Downtown Julie Brown.
Today we're talking about Shazam.
He just repeated everything he said. I don't think he remembers her at all.
April 5th, 2019 is the day this was released. It was also the 80th anniversary of Captain Marvel. Now, Greg, I need
buddy.
a little history lesson here.
Is it a
What's the deal?
wig?
I
I
thought
don't know.
Captain Marvel was a woman.
Oh, no. Captain Marvel is what they used to call Shazam when he was competing, and then DC sued him, and there was a whole bunch of stuff. And then eventually.
When he
Yep.
was competing?
He was, yeah. So I mean, like,
the
I'm trying to give you
Olympics?
the abridged version. All right, fine. Fuck y'all. You don't get to know.
No, I'm trying to understand.
Good, I don't care,
Who's
dude.
he? The
I don't
DC
care.
sued.
Greg, no. Greg. No. Greg, no.
want to know, Nick.
I want to know, Mookie.
want to know.
Baby, come back.
God, no more baby.
See, he wasn't originally a DC character. He was a competing publication that wasn't DC, and so they did it, and they're like, "You're just copying Superman. This guy is just Superman." Like, no, and they're like, "No, he is. Stop being Superman." And
He wears
eventually,
a sash, though, or like some sort of belt.
It's a good sash.
yeah, he wears a sash. Eventually, DC
name
ended
is
up
Mark Kent.
buying that company,
It's like a
rolling
petite
rolling him in. Then yeah, but then it was just super confusing to have a fucking Captain Marvel for DC, right?
Yeah,
So then they just rebranded him over to Shazam.
Ah, okay.
So
that
again,
makes sense.
super abridged.
I like that. I like that a
And I
lot.
probably got some of it wrong, but I don't care.
Billy Batson.
No way.
It's
No way.
me, the Aquaman Fishman, also from the Marvel Universe. This is Jermaine.
Furious
Seven.
What is it?
Jaimin House?
Jaimin Housen. He can't get away
Hansu.
from him. Also in the movie
Hansu.
Air with Norman Reedus, remember?
He's
Who
Yeah.
was this?
Directed by David
wizard.
F. Sandberg, a Swedish filmmaker.
yeah.
He's best known for his collective no-budget horror short films under the online pseudonym Pony Smasher.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Good old
That's
pony
an
smash.
Was this like an
Amazing
E-Bombs World thing?
This is straight up the Wikipedia for this guy.
That's a great name.
And for his 2016 directorial debut, Lights Out, based on his 2013 acclaimed horror short of the same name.
Now, it's funny
Remember this
because
one?
no, I never saw Lights Out.
Do you remember the short though?
No.
It, like,
Oh,
this was
yes,
like
I
Portal,
do.
No Escape or no Way Out. Short. Remember
The Dan Trachtenberg
Trachtenberg
yeah,
thing.
Portal No
It was
Escape,
on
I
that
guess it
level
was.
where it's just like
Was it?
everybody saw that shit.
Oh.
I think I remember seeing that, but I remember thinking, I love Lights Out, and then every time you say, Nick, you haven't seen Lights Out, you're thinking of the Fede Alvarez movie that should have been called
Exactly.
Lights Out,
Ah.
but it wasn't Lights Out. It was
Yeah.
something else that was not really indicative of the movie. They should have called that
Don't
Lights
Breathe.
Out. Don't Breathe. That's what it was.
Oh, it's a good movie.
That was a
good
great
movie.
movie.
Dobre.
He also directed the Conjuring universe spin-off horror film Annabelle Creation, and then Shazam in this DCEU.
I think he's a very capable director. I'll be honest with you. I think this like watching this movie, I'm like, oh, this one came together pretty well. Like it's from start to finish a pretty well solid like story that they're telling here.
A budget of $100 million and a box office of $450 million.
Oof.
Black Adam. Well, they saw it as a success, according to
Barely.
them. Black Adam's coming next year, December 22nd, and
If you
then a sequel of Shazam is set for April 1st, 2020. 22.
Joke's on you,
Interesting.
Andy.
Yeah, there we go. A runtime of 2 hours
April
and
Fool's
12
Day.
minutes.
April 1st.
Ah, they got me.
What we think of Shazam?
I liked it a lot. Like, I surprisingly enjoyed it. It was really funny. It made me laugh a lot. I thought the story was pretty goofy as hell towards the end. But it was, like, charming, and it was heartwarming. And I enjoyed the kid actors, and it felt cohesive enough. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, to me, if this was like the Thor of the DCEU, I'd be like, wow, they're doing really well. Because it kind of hit on the same level as Thor. I was like, it's okay. It's a start to finish.
This is a
Decent
movie.
enough movie
Yeah.
where we see some character progression and there's some fun moments and there's some quirky parts between some of the characters. And I think I like the characters in this, and I like Zachary Levi as Shazam. I think he does a great job of being the kid. I love the scene in the where they go to buy beer and he's like, I would like some refined beer. Silly shit like that got me, and it kept me going. This is the second time I watched this movie, and I was actually pretty amazed at how much it kept my attention. But yeah, I think so for me, it like hits on the level of like the first Thor, of those lower tier
Marvel
MCU movies. Yeah,
Yeah, I liked Zachary Levi as Shazam. I like the idea of the foster kids. I thought this movie totally failed for anything I was looking for. I agree, it reminds me a lot of the first Thor. It's like, it makes sense as a movie, but this movie was trying to be funny, and it didn't hit anywhere near the levels of like an Ant-Man. And I don't think that's that big of a hurdle to hit, but for some reason, I just feel like the characters in this didn't act and talk in ways that felt real to the world. The action wasn't interesting at all. There was a lot of just jumps in logic of stuff of like the foster kids coming together. Everything felt so forced.
I mean,
to get to where we had to get.
To compliment
make things
you,
happen.
right, and in your opinions of it, right, it's just a paint by numbers movie. Like, I just don't think it does anything superbly well. I don't think it does anything horribly wrong. I think it's just a movie that you watch for 2 hours. You're like, all right, cool. And it's, it's also, it's a superhero movie, paint by numbers. And I feel it's super out of place in the DCEU. Granted, not that the DCEU was in a great place to begin with, right? So it's this movie that's like, here's this fun thing we're doing with it. And it's like, okay, all right.
I just wanted to be more
I
fun.
chuckle a few times. I enjoy myself, and it's over. I'm like, all right, cool. It's a cartoon. It reminds me of a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought that it was very much made for kids, though. Like, the humor is a little dumbed down, and I think that's kind of like where the disconnect that you're having is,
Yeah.
where it's like, it's not an Ant-Man that, like, I feel like is made more for adult humor. Like, this is a little bit more childlike, and I think that they did a good job making me care about this character. And I don't know anything about Shazam, so by the end of it, I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't expect there to be more, and I enjoyed that.
You like the caterpillar? That gets you going?
The caterpillar was so
That's
confusing.
terrifying.
To me, that's a perfect example of this movie, like why it doesn't work. Where it's just like, I remember leaving the theater with you, Greg,
Yeah.
and being like, "What? Who's the caterpillar?" And you're like, "I don't know."
Oh, fuck
And it's like, if Greg Miller doesn't know what the post credit is, why would anyone care?
So-
Like, why?
yeah. There's a moment. And
Sorry, Shazam fans.
the thing is, like, I think if every movie leading up to this had been super solid, this would have been.
This is
I
where you
think it
break
would have
out and
been
get weird.
Yeah,
and
this
have the
would have
weird
been
comedy.
fun and strengthened by. I think as a standalone movie, it was entertaining for me.
Sure.
But it makes me sad. There's a part where they talk about, because they have to basically set up the entire world of magic in this, because we haven't really seen any of that. Have we? No, not really up until
No, I
this
mean,
part.
yeah,
We've
I mean,
seen
like-
gods, but we haven't seen like, hey, this is the fucking epicenter of all magic in the universe or whatever the hell it is. But there's a moment where he's like, we did this thing and we picked the champion. It was the wrong champion.
Looks
He
a lot
let-
like The Rock.
He let out
Yep.
the seven deadly sins, and they destroyed the world. And I thought to myself,
I like the design of them.
I thought they were cool. And actually, I thought the CG they used was pretty decent for
Yeah.
overall. But there was a moment where they talk about how they destroyed worlds. They were like, oh, they destroyed like cities, whole cities, like went under. I was like, oh, that would have been cool if that's what killed Atlantis, like where they tried to kill them and then that sunk it. I'm like, if they had planned it that way and we saw one shot of like Atlanta like trying to fight him, but everything's sinking the ground, like, or whatever the fuck. Atlanta
King
fighting
Atlanta.
back.
What was
I'm
what
with
was
you.
it?
King Atlantan? I don't remember
Atlantan.
his fucking name.
Whatever.
Maybe he was, because remember,
Atlan.
maybe you're
Atlan,
thinking
that's
of it.
right, yeah.
You're thinking of it because they portrayed it in a visual way, too literally on the nose. Maybe, as they said in Aquaman, right? Their ambitions overtook them, and they fired off that fucking trident. City collapsed. Some people breathe underwater. Everybody breathes underwater. Some people turned into monsters. Some people just look like fucking hot people. You know what I mean?
Hot
Yeah.
people?
Like sexy people.
I don't
like
think
Jason Momoa.
I don't think it's too
Hot.
late for them to do that with
Big old
Black
crab
Adam.
apple abs. You know what I mean? Each one of them looking like a tangerine. You're like,
Crab apples are weird, right?
so weird.
I don't think it's too late. I think they can incorporate that into Black Adam. I'm a little bit concerned about Black Adam in the sense that, like, they're definitely gonna play it like he's a hero that at the end, right, turns bad, right? Because they can't have a Rock movie
If it's man, I don't know. We'll see.
and not have him like try to redeem him. And it's like, well, he's supposed to be this evil guy.
Black Adam, right? Like in a lot of the interpretations of him, actually is a character you can feel for, right? He's trying to save his wife. She's been cursed or whatever, all that other jazz.
no.
So like, if that's the whole thing, and he's also looking out for his people. It's kind of a way more intense Black Panther storyline in many things. Of like,
interesting.
he's looking out for his country, and so fuck you if you cross over and do
Yeah.
anything in there. Otherwise, we're cool. But
The writing in this movie, at least, it felt like they had competent writers that know how to write comedy a little bit. Like there was a lot of laughs that I had. I expected to do the thing where, all right, it's late at night, I'll watch 30, 40 minutes, I'll finish the rest tomorrow. And I watched for a good solid hour and a half because it kept me going and I kept wanting to see what was going to happen. And I think that I really enjoyed the kid actors were so funny and endearing to me.
Darla's
that
cute.
I like Darla.
Yeah, I
very
thought
cute.
everybody did a really good job, and it was heartwarming in some moments. Again, it's not
It's
mind-blowing.
heartbreaking in others.
It's not this movie
Shimo.
isn't like
Yeah.
crazy, inventive or
No,
awesome
but-
or anything like that. But I still think that after watching everything else we've watched, I was pleasantly surprised with how I felt about
Yeah,
it.
the one thing I like about this movie is it tells a straightforward story.
It does.
It's the first DC movie that does that, really. I mean, Wonder Woman, I guess, kind of does, but this one's just like start to finish, straightforward story. Has a good B story with the mom, where you actually like really fucking.
Is that
kinda,
good? Because to me,
I thought it
find
was. It was
I
sad.
find it very distracting. Where you introduce this mom character, you introduce this backstory for the main character of this movie, and the mom just leaves, and it's so distracting because the entire time I'm thinking like, why would the mom not come after her? Like, I don't understand any
Yeah,
of
but
this.
then, like-
and then they explain it later
She's a
in
shitbag.
the
I
most
saw you
piss-poor way.
with those the cops, and I just knew you'd have a better life being a cop. Like what?
What are you talking
the
about?
way that wasn't conveyed really well is that when they are shown together in the beginning, when it's young Billy and the mom, she doesn't see like they didn't make her.
Well, they
shitty
did
enough.
it. They did it through his eyes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right,
That-
they
we
redo
saw
the
that-
scene in the reality of
Yeah.
what an adult
when
is.
she's
and
like,
just
"Ah,
not going
she's
pro
annoyed
here.
by it.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
kind of jonesing for
Sure,
a fix
yeah,
or whatever
okay.
the fuck.
Jesus.
I don't know.
She
I
just
put that
wants
part in.
another hit of that black tar heroin.
Heroin.
I'll tell you what they
And
did.
Go between the toes, kids. They won't look there.
I'll tell you what they did really
the
badly.
sack.
Like she didn't look 17 years old in
No,
those
she
shots.
did not.
And also the dad, the fucking old man who should be like 140 now or whatever. Why he looked the same age?
exact
The
same.
dad
Oh,
of the
the dad.
corporation.
Yeah.
First off,
So
put some
weird.
respect on the name. It's John Glover, all right?
From
Lionel
Smallville.
Luther from Smallville. And, of course, Mr. Clamp from fucking Gremlins
Go stand
2.
in the corner
You
again.
know what? Go over there and poop in it, because that's all you're putting out of your mouth right now. Go back and watch the first scene. You will look and you're like, oh, they're de-aging John Glover. That's why when he gets in the car accident, he gets in the car accident, you're like, that's a weird thing. He's dead, right? And then sure as shit, no, he's old later on in the
looks the
boardroom.
same.
You're wrong and an idiot.
It looks the same.
For me, it hit. For me, the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's really like I knew it was coming." I'm like, "She left him, right?"
Yeah.
And that's sad, and he just can't face that reality, and he can't accept that this new situation that he's in is actually is better, and this actually is the only family he's gonna have. And I like that because we needed that emotional beat. At least they tried to have some level of depth in the character, which backs up why he would like be insecure about being a hero to the first place, and then of course when he finds his family, that's when he finds himself being a hero. I thought all of the story beats for me as they were laid out worked. I think I forget who made the I think it was you that was talking about the comedy not necessarily hitting. That to me is where the movie is what keeps the movie from being actually a good movie, is that a lot of the back and forth, the silliness is there for me, but some of the comedic beats, like I think the kid that plays his little brother, Freddie, I like that actor, but I think that a lot of his delivery of stuff was a little bit off, and with Zachary Levi, it just didn't mix all the time, and to me that was a little muddled, which kind of kept me like every other joke hit, and that like so you'd be like that was funny, and then the next joke I was like, and then the next joke was kind of funny, and it kind of killed the pacing of the movie for me a little bit. But the fun and game section where they're trying to figure out his powers and all that shit,
so much fun.
That was fun.
That was so
I
much
like what
and it
that-
being on YouTube and like all the silly names.
I
that
guess
they made up
for me
him.
it's just like it's all stuff that we've seen before, and I feel like we've seen it done better. And that's the thing is this movie again, it is totally
not in a
fine,
DC
and
movie.
but who cares?
We've
It's
I mean,
like-
we definitely
even in like
you talk
Kick-Ass,
about
that's what
even
we're
in-
you talk about
comparing it to.
Ant-Man, right? Where you talk about like the times where he has to try to figure out how to use his powers, and he's like, "Poof," and he goes and he pops out of the fucking lawn, and he's like, "What the hell?" That stuff I think was so much better directed. But you also had Paul Rudd who is just a killer when it
Zachary
comes to
Levi
comedy.
is great, though. It's
Zachary
just-
Levi is great.
But another example is like one of the big things of this movie is like, oh, it's a little kid in a big guy's body, and it's just like I don't feel like they do a great job with that. They don't ever have many moments that like make that unique and cool, and they don't run with it. And it's like, especially coming off of watching Jumanji and Jumanji 2, where I'm like, that movie just does the people acting as other people way better. And at the end of this movie, we have like 6 people that are like kids in adult bodies, and it's just like. That could have just not been the thing. And like Megan Goodwood had a couple smarter things to say and nothing would have changed.
I thought she was really good as Dara.
It was funny.
Shout out to Megan
I was
Good.
talking to Nick about this
Who is
when
she?
we see
Little girl that turns.
when
Yeah,
we
no, I know. Who is she? Why
Megan
we
Good.
all know Megan Good's
Actor.
name? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
everybody had a crush on her and my cousin Skeeter on Nickelodeon back
Thank
in the
you.
day.
My
Okay.
touchdown.
Thank you. Okay.
When the little brother is played by
Adam
Brody.
Brody.
Yeah, when he's played as
From the
Adam Brody,
OC.
I was talking to Nick
And
about
Mr.
this.
and Mrs. Smith.
When he is delivering his lines, I just automatically assumed, oh, that's little brother, and I thought that was like
I
surprisingly
think
well
that's-
done. To where
Yeah.
I see him act, and all I see is the little brother. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
wait, that's Adam Brody though. Like that's
They
did
do a
pretty
great
good
job there, and I think that's honestly one of the things you miss from Billy Batson to Shazam in this movie, where Billy Batson is introduced in that whole first half, not really talking that much.
I agree.
And then
Yeah,
he
he's
turns
not
into
goofy,
Zachary
he's
Levi,
not silly.
and he's so talkative, and it's
Yeah.
like this
He's
doesn't
suddenly
exactly
like the little
mash.
brother.
I'm with
Yeah.
you, man. The little brother when he grows up, I'm like, I'd totally buy you because we've had him set up the whole movie. I
Yeah,
just feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone else. I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
it does oddly seem like the kid version of it is way more mature than the adult version of the character.
But
which is
like,
weird.
see, I even feel like that makes sense in the sense that like suddenly he's like an adult and feels empowered, you know. So he's running around
Yeah.
just having fun.
Well, so yeah, for the
Yeah.
first time in his life,
Right.
he's like, I've got a little
'Cause-
brother and a friend, and I'm actually like experiencing
he's also
this cool
been
thing.
on his own and like keep running away. He keeps running away from the foster families that he's with, and it's one of those things that like I feel like now he feels more agency and control over the situation, even though he's going around doing little kid things because that's all
Hands.
his mind.
Lightning hands.
When Nick walked by and said, "Oh, my favorite part is the line," I was like, "That's such a Nick part
course.
to love."
Of
Yeah.
course.
I really,
Hilarious.
But
I
even
liked
him
the-
walking around charging phones, like that was so much fun. Like, you know, it's
I enjoyed
one phone blowing
the
up.
the dad actor for the foster home. I forget
Yeah,
his
he was
name, but I
cool.
know I
Walking Dead.
remember him from *Halt and Catch Fire*, and I just think he's like a really genuine sort of fun-loving dude.
I think they were both. I think they were both good. I thought the foster family stuff was decent. It was very one-dimensional, where they are just these unbelievably altruistic human beings, and in that regard,
It was like Full House.
yeah, you
But
don't
even
really,
in
you don't
that
really,
sense-
you don't see them as real characters, but it's more about the kids.
But I feel like even in that sense, they explain it away by being like, "Hey, they were foster kids. The system sucked for them. They're trying to make it better for these kids."
no, I totally get that.
I do think that like immediately being like "son," you know, makes it a little like, you know,
Hey, they're gonna
fucking
give
dad.
him love. They're gonna give him love.
They are. They
You
are.
never knew your fucking dad. You know what I mean?
I
No
did.
more heroin between your toes. Not you. I'm talking very much in the scene.
all the kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Andy.
But see, I think they made a really good attempt to do kind of the opposite of what you're talking about, Tim. Where I think they do put him in adult situations, and we see him get like silly. Right? He goes to the strip club, and he has that moment where
That
he
was
comes in.
great.
He's like, "Why were you in
I
there
need
for
more
so long?" He's
money.
like, They're very
You were there for
convincing."
3 seconds. They were very
Very
convincing.
convincing.
That's so great. That's so well done.
And again, I like the scene where they go into the liquor store and he has to like,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
he gives the gun back. The guy's like, "Okay, shoot him in the head." He's like, "What? No, oh, shoot him in the face."
That's
That was good. And then there's the moment in the movie that was unfortunately spoiled in the trailer that got a legitimate laugh out loud from me in the trailer, where he's like able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. He goes, "Okay, let's try it," and he just jumps up and he hits like the 70th floor, just pops through. I was like, that was a good look.
I really enjoyed them like recording stuff and putting it on YouTube because I felt like that was unique. We haven't seen something like that.
We have kick ass.
They put it on YouTube.
I wanted to see that side story where the little brother
Fuck,
like
man.
suddenly needs like an
still liked
MCN, and he's like
It
making all
modern.
this ad revenue and stuff because he's hitting
You'd
like
make hella,
180,000
bro.
views.
Yeah, you're making some cash. You
Yeah.
can start LLC, S
What do
corp.
you
What are
think
you
that
gonna do,
feels
bro?
like, man?
cool.
Yeah, I'm
jump off a
really
building.
down on it, and I don't mean to like bring this whole thing down because
No,
that's
be
never
critical.
fun, but it's
That's
just
what
like
we're
I
here
just
for.
feel like this movie is a real miss, and it sucks because again, this is the one where it got good in the DC universe. It's just like it's funny that there's now been like 4 movies where different people that's their touchstone, and I just feel like I'm still waiting for it. And Wonder Woman 1984, I'm really hopeful for.
I really do feel like I could see the progression between Wonder Woman and then what was the one after Aquaman, and now this, and then even further with Birds of Prey. Like I feel like the humor is changing in a way that like I really enjoy, and I am very hopeful for the next Wonder Woman movie and even the next Black Adam and Shazam. I think that we're moving in a good direction.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, to me, again, this is not a great movie. And I would not put this up against any of the top, I would say, 15 MCU movies. But the bottom 7, I would be like,
Suck
okay,
it, Dark World.
it's at least a competent, stands on its own 2 feet, tells a good story movie. And if this was the worst of the DCEU movies, I think, that would be great. I'd be super
Can you
looking forward to
imagine?
everything. Yeah,
God.
but that's sad because this.
What a world to live in.
This should, but that's the thing. This, by all accounts, should be the worst, but it's not. It is probably the best, or at least one of the better of the movies. And like, it just sucks because, yeah, I think Birds of Prey was really, really fun. I think they did something interesting with it. It was more than Lion Deadpool, but it's like, yeah, you see the progression of like Wonder Woman. You're like, okay, they're starting to figure it out. And then Aquaman, you're like, okay,
What happened?
Somebody
Come
did
on,
drugs.
guys, come on, they had a lot of fun.
And then you see this and you go, okay, somebody somewhere is like, let's at least write a competent script that's telling a story of some sort that's like not a jumbled mess. And then you get to the caterpillar and you're like, what the fuck is happening? Cool, we're back in the road.
but like I feel like the
Time for the plot.
Hands
Time for the
of plot. Lightning plot.
1974 is where our adventure begins. John Glover, the incomparable John Glover from Smallville, Gremlins 2, Batman, the animated series. Show some fucking respect, Andy.
Where did he play
I'm
in
sorry
Batman,
it's
the
not
animated series?
Dirk Norwinski or whatever.
Yep. Dirk Nowinski.
He was the Riddler.
Yep.
He was the Riddler in the
Was he the
animated
Riddler?
series.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
John
awesome.
Glover's fucking
He's got a
amazing.
good voice.
Oh, they Dirk Nowitzki was.
No. So he's driving a car with his oldest son in the shotgun. In the backseat is Thad.
Why did you go to Dirk Nowitzki?
I clear my mind. Very popular NBA player, Dirk Nowitzki. All right, probably the best of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, of course.
Future Hall of Famer. Yeah,
Fucking,
it's
he was a
pretty good.
Timberwolf, and he was just slamming jamming out there.
Dallas
You know what I
Maverick.
mean?
Dallas Maverick.
I remember the purple. Anyways,
With a Timberwolves.
they're driving.
We do this plot for
it's
5 seconds, we're off the rails
Christmas
already.
time. It's Christmas time. And in the backseat, Thad's got a magic 8-ball, and he's shaking this shit up, asking all sorts of questions. And John Glover ain't about that life. And he looks and he's like, hey, fucker, I said no toys at Grandpa's. And he's like, but it's Christmas.
It's not even a toy, John Glover.
It's kind of voodoo.
He was having fun.
It's magic.
he was having fun with it, you know
And
what
so
I
they
mean?
make some cracks about magic, whatever. And the big brother takes it and asks an insulting question. You could be a man, Thad. Oh, look, not so good, man. Throws the ball back.
Dad looks at him. He's like, yeah,
Fucking
Yeah.
got him.
fucking
Sick
roast that
burn,
little
dude.
shit.
I'm raising you right? And then Thad's like, this sucks. And he looks down at the magic 8-ball and all these weird symbols start happening. And he looks up and their parents, the two in the front are gone. And the windows are all iced over. He's like, what? And he opens the door and he's in Wizardland where there is the wizard. You know what I mean? And it's, again, Jaimon
Hansu.
Hounsu again. So this is, again, we're keeping track. He's in
And just
Guardians.
the
He's in
wi-
Aquaman. He's in this.
And just the worst wig/beard combo ever.
Is it a wig? I don't know. Wigging out with Scarpino.
Welcome back to Wigging Out with Scarpino, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about one wig and one wig only.
Wow.
Jaimin Hansu's
One wig to rule them off.
weird, bought it off of Halloween.com. fucking beard slash. Why? Why did they
so
do
old
this?
that I didn't even know it was him?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think they did a
That's-
good,
that's
doesn't that
getting
mean
me.
they did a good job?
Has
No, I
there
mean,
has
it's
there
all day.
been a actor in
Like, why not
in
cast
more
someone-
superhero movies?
Nobody
I don't-
knows.
probably not.
Because
Nobody
he's in
knows.
so many of them.
But why not cast someone that's actually old to do it? You know what
What
I
if he
mean?
dies and then your whole fucking thing's ruined?
It all falls
Is he
apart.
coming back?
Do I need?
we
do
need
I,
that character?
Yes,
Yeah, he's gonna
probably.
be in Black
Do I
Adam,
need to
right?
fucking bring up your Harry Potter interview where it all got off the rails because old Dumbledore couldn't keep it together
It did
anymore?
not go
Too
off the
much
rails.
heroin in his sack. You know what I mean?
That's not why it went off the
You know what happened?
Oh my God, that's not why it went off. You remember watching this and Dumbledore totally
Yeah,
changes
because
the
the second
character?
Dumbledore.
Garbage.
First of all, Harry Potter never went off the rails.
Yeah, it did.
They
No, it
they
didn't.
made tons of money, and a lot of people love those movies.
Oh, but there were so many kids who walked out of that movie.
he was 90 when he died.
That's why you don't cast old people.
Jesus
All right.
You can age people.
Also,
with
you
Kennedy.
gotta imagine that he's gonna be in Black Adam, right? And a younger version of him.
There
and there you go.
See
Perfect.
everybody?
They don't have to
Look who
de-age
just
him.
got owned. Everybody over here saying we shouldn't.
You're
We should
right.
cast elderly. All right.
It's crazy
We should
because
cast elderly into the sun.
it's
all
crazy
right?
because no one's thought
Listen,
about
we're running out of space. Put him on a shuttle. Where are we
one's-
going, Grandpa? You're gonna get a nice view.
no one's ever thought about
Jettison him. You know what I mean?
What's the threshold? When are you old, Greg?
60?
60. Wow, 62. Okay.
Jesus.
62.
Not even a senior citizen yet, huh?
Close enough,
My
man.
parents are already there,
Dude, well, Social Security's all fucked. Do you want any money when you get older? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Until 60, I guess you get 2 years of money. That's the new plan, everybody. Stop eating up all our resources and fucking up everything. You know what I mean? With your racism and old ideas. I hate it. So Thad gets out. He walks in the wizard's room, and the wizard's all like, ah! You know what I mean? Honey.
I'm looking for a pure of soul.
I need a pure. These are all the 7 deadly sins. I've encased them in carbonite here, but they're starting to break out. We need somebody who can do it.
Let me stop you right here. So I'm looking for someone pure of soul, pure soul or pure of heart, whatever, right? And so I want to go with the rich kid who's been mentally abused his entire life.
He seems like a good kid, though, kind of, right?
He's testing him. He's got to test him. He's not just giving him the powers.
It's true.
Yeah.
He's got that, and then he's got what were those balls where you collapse them and then pull them back up?
Yeah.
That's what
those
this
are
thing
cool.
looks
Yeah.
like.
You got to have your job interview first. You don't just get the job immediately.
Not Billy. Billy just gets it.
He was out of chance. He's about to die.
Yeah, he's about
Yeah,
to
that's
die.
fair.
Billy's
That's
good
fair.
enough. Anyways, though, Thad is like, oh, okay, cool. This sounds rad. And then he looks over at the ball, and he's like, maybe I'll shove this ball in my eyes. And
That's a good idea.
Wizard Shazam's like, the fuck you will. You fail. Get out. And he's like, what? No. And then like, get out. And he's like, well, no. And then he wakes up in the car, and fucking John Glover, the incomparable John Glover, still driving this car. You know what I mean? Like, here's why didn't they cast John Glover as Shazam? All right, that's a picture right there. I'll fucking watch that picture.
So you
the
can't
dad
cast
and
him as you can't. You won't give me an old wizard, but you'll cast a 84-year-old John Glover, whatever the fuck his name
Dude,
is.
I've been hanging out with Michael Rosenbaum for years just to get a sniff of John Glover. All right,
Oh, I
don't you
know.
worry about
I
it.
know, man.
Anyways, he's back. Thad's back in the car. And he's like, "What? Where was?" And just starts wigging the fuck out. You know what I mean? Just this is a problem with kids. This is why my parents used to chew up 30 Benadryl. Shut my mouth. You know what I mean?
I didn't know.
Yes.
I believe he
You
said chew
imagine
up. They used
Jamie Kennedy.
Okay. His parents used to chew up 30 Benadryls and then shove them into Greg's mouth. Mama bird, baby bird
Open your
style.
mouth.
Just to
man.
make Greg go to sleep. Go to sleep, child.
I get in the car, doing it on a Wednesday in Chicago.
You get in the car noon, Wednesday, Chicago.
I love that Kevin's translating.
Woke up.
I wake up Thursday, 7 a.m. Grand Canyon.
Where are we right now?
We're in the first 2 minutes.
you understand this? DC, do you see what you've done to Greg?
Oh, I
Do you
can't
see
cry.
what you've
I
done?
can't cry. It's gonna smear.
So he's flipping the fuck out, and then like the brother's like, I'll settle this kid's ass down. He's leaning back there, and Lionel's calling him a little shit, and all it's all fun. And then they almost get in a car accident, right? Because they were already swerving way early, you know what I mean? But again, this isn't John Glover driving. This is an actor. He's acting like he wouldn't really drive like
He's
this.
a great driver.
Exactly. John Glover is an incomparable driver. Anyways, he swerves around the truck that was going to hit him. They spin out a little bit. They're in the middle of an intersection. He's just
Stupid place to stop.
Now they're just reaming this kid. You know what I mean? Thad, you stupid piece of
dumb
shit. You know what I
bitch.
mean? We fucking hate you. Bite the 8 ball. We're coming in. You know what I mean?
Why? Why?
They're gonna like assault.
I didn't say
Let's
word.
stop.
I didn't say
Let's
it.
back out of that quietly.
Is it his mind? Who knows?
What's going on?
This is
Pow! A car hits him.
Right.
There's glass everywhere. Thad's getting thrown around in the back seat. Car comes to a stop. Thad's glasses are right there, right? So, oh, thank God, these glasses are right there. You know, I got to see. And he puts them on. He's like, well, I got great vision now thanks to the glasses. Thanks a lot, lens crafter. You know what I mean? It winks at the camera. It's weird. And then the brother is up there, and he's like, oh, you fucking asshole, Thad. I hate you. Where's the 8 ball? And they look over like, wait, where's that? Where's that? And then Dad's just fucking laying outside. Just laying outside on the ground.
not a good place.
No.
Dad.
And they get out and they run over, and older Thad runs over there and he's like, Dad. And he's like, he's fucking saying nonsense
Wait,
on
is
the
his
asphalt.
brother older Thad?
I called him older Thad
Okay,
because I don't
okay,
remember the
got it,
brother's
got it,
name.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
from
Chad.
now on there
We'll
will
call
be
him Chad
Thad
and
and
Thad.
older Thad.
Sure.
There will also be John Glover.
and lens crafters.
Trevin! Everybody! Whoa, 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 whoa! You know what I mean?
yeah. You're nailing it.
know.
What is happening?
I don't know.
John Glover! He's like, and they're like, oh, this is all your fault, Thad. And then the Magic 8 Ball's there, and it says, like, find us. And it's the 7 Deadly Sins, of course, talking to Thad again. Because you remember, the wizard was very much like, you're unworthy, you suck.
It was really mean.
At first, I thought that was the wizard being like, "Hey, I take back everything I said. You just went to this crazy car crash. Come find us." I thought that's what that meant. It didn't hit me that those are the
That
seven
was
deadly
bad
sins.
guys. Bad
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
And then, boom, we're in the present day. You know what I mean? Pittsburgh. Steel City, right? Home of Josh McCouga. No,
Philadelphia. Yeah, I
Home
was
with
like,
cheesesteaks.
where are you going
know
with
what I
this?
mean?
Ben
City of
Roethlisberger.
brotherly love. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Cheesesteaks are good.
City
Ben
of Rocky.
Roethlisberger.
He's the Pittsburgh Steelers, but now we're in Philadelphia, home of
The
Fucking
cheese.
the loser ass Eagles.
yeah. You know what I mean?
know?
I've been saying it for years. Donovan McNabb can't get the job done anymore.
He's been retired for like 7 of those years.
Well, he clearly can't get the job done anymore.
I know, right? Coward.
Yeah.
Anyways,
They actually
there's
won.
a siren going off at this antique store or whatever, right? There's like, a thrift store. The boys in blue show up, and we get a holy moly. It's the boys in blue from Billy Batson there doing the comic version of Billy Batson, right? He's like, there's people in there. They're robbing this store. I saw them go in. I waited for you guys. What do you see right here? Do you have it in your notes? Your little Easter eggs?
Annabelle.
Annabelle, again. Why is she in this one?
Because this guy directed Annabelle Creation.
And the other guy directed other Annabelle movies.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's the whole universe, man.
Like, enough, guys.
And then
Enough.
Grace Fulton, the college girl, is
Mary.
like the star of Annabelle Creation.
Quit
That's
shoving
fine,
this
yeah.
down our throat, okay?
Look at that little, you know what I'm talking about? What do you
doll.
call it?
Yeah.
Hold on, just everybody be quiet.
Cheesesteak.
I almost got it. Hold on.
Cheesecake.
Shut up, please, for a second.
Cheesesteak.
Everybody. Nepotism. Thank you. Was that so hard? I swear to God, this showed you 15 minutes if you would let me do my job. But instead, y'all got to get it.
You laughed about a Lens Crafters ad that wasn't in the movie.
And then you said it was weird.
Don't you wish you saw the motion picture the way I did?
don't.
Yes,
No.
I want to. I want to get
I
really
do.
high and watch the movie in your brain.
Anyways, guess what? Billy locks the cops in there. He was not a good Billy. He was a bad Billy.
Bad
and
Billy.
then what? And he gets in the cop car and he starts using the license plate detection system. You know what I mean? And he looks in there like, bloop, 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 like he's doing Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
Bloop, bloop,
Yeah.
bloop. And he puts it in, gets this Batson woman. I think this is Rachel, right? Rachel Batson gets her address. Then he sees some cheesesteaks there. Again, Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Not just cream cheese. Grabs it, and the cop's like, "Don't take my lunch. That's where you're crossing the line."
See,
you
I
know?
like this part. I like the part where the cop's like, "Hey, kid, get out of the car." And
Yeah.
he's, "Don't take my lunch. Don't you take my lunch." And Billy, just to be a dick, is like, "I'm taking the lunch."
Yeah.
He was hungry.
I've had
dude.
those
He was on the
cheesesteaks.
run.
They're good.
Are they good?
That
But that's like a
specific
knockoff one, right?
you know?
That's not Gene. I understand. I know.
Oh, is it not?
I don't think so. It could be.
I think it is.
it looked because they spell it weird.
Because there's two cheesesteak places.
Pat's
that are,
and Geno's across
and they're
there.
directly across
Which
the
one's
street
better?
from each other. Well, I don't know. I had both. I like both a lot.
Guys, I'm closing my eyes. Can you describe to me what a cheesesteak is?
It's like bread.
It's a hoagie.
It's like a grinder
It's a-
style.
It's a
bread.
sandwich.
Yeah.
with
Delicious
roast beef,
roast
in it.
beef, and then cheese.
Is it
on
roast
it.
beef?
peppers sometimes.
That kind of beef. Yeah.
Is
And they'll
roast
put
beef
like a
like
cheese on
steak?
top of it.
Super thinly sliced.
Yeah,
Very
steak.
thin.
I want a cheesesteak today. for
Yeah,
lunch.
what? Oh, God,
Yeah.
can you imagine?
But they melt. They melt it all
Barry,
together.
potato.
It's so
what I
fucking
need you to
good.
do is, I believe in the
I'm in.
movie they spell it
Me too.
Geno. I think the real Gino is Gino.
Well, they didn't
That
wanna
would
be
solve the
sued.
pro- Well, I'm just. This is
So it's
literally-
Genos.
This is literally for a conversation between Tim and I right now.
These are facts.
You
I've
can
got
sit
hair.
So you're trying to tell
going
me
in
that this kid remembers his last name but doesn't remember his
get it.
mom's name?
No,
Yeah.
he does.
He was
He
limited.
does.
No, he doesn't. He has a whole list of female Batsons in his book. They're not all Rachel. He doesn't have like 27 pages of Rachel Batsons.
Maybe
Oh, I
she
thought it
changed her
did.
name.
Well,
Exactly.
she did. She did. We find that out later.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers, man. No future spoilers. And so, anyways, he gets the fucking sandwich and he runs away. And then we're outside the house. We're outside his house. Billy's psyching himself up. And you're probably at home watching this flick.
Oh, it is.
No,
Gino.
I'm 100% wrong.
That was
That
them.
was accurate.
Wow.
Tim, I'd like to shake your hand. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Oh, hey. Well, yeah, we got Division 2 pizza, too.
So look.
No, we can't eat on camera. It's going to be great when I can eat, though. I'm excited for some Division 2
We can.
No, because y'all. I mean, if you let me speed up, we can just be done with it. So then he
We've
fucking.
not said a word in 10 minutes.
It turns out envy's the thing still in his eye, and they talk shit, and that comes out, and then he's got no powers, and then the movie's over, and we're
Yeah,
done.
that's
All right,
it.
there you go.
Holy
Can we eat the
shit.
pizza now?
Caterpillar.
Anyways, what are you talking about? What's this all about? Why is he at this woman's house? Why has he got a little compass in his hand? And then guess what? We go back in time again now. And I hate if you're on pins and needles, we're not going to see John Glover this time. It sucks. Instead, we're at some shitty little fair in Philadelphia and/or Pittsburgh. Nobody's 100% clear.
Yeah.
And mom's there. Little Billy's there. Mom's throwing darts at the old balloons. You know what I mean? These carny games.
I want the tiger.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
like,
I know,
oh,
honey, but
mom's
mom's not going pro.
pro.
This is where she's happy. I know, honey, but mom's not going pro. And later we'll see her range where she's like, I know, honey, mom's not going pro. And you're like, fuck, man.
Holy shit, this
I can't
actress.
believe Macaulay Culkin won the Oscar this year and not this woman. You know what I mean?
No!
And
What world are you living in?
so they fucking
He's
win
living in the
some-
world of Philadelphia.
They win.
love Philadelphia.
They win the stupid little compass thing that I always hated. You know what I mean? Those dumb
Yeah,
compass
dumb.
keychains,
Such a
dumb.
disappointing.
Yeah, and so that we get right there. All right, cool. And Billy's looking at it. He's like, "Oh wow." And she's like, "This is the real prize. You'll never, you'll never
You'll get lost.
Yeah,
I'll see
exactly.
you in a second.
2 seconds later, like some
Lost.
kids walking through, some guys walking through the fair, and he like knees little Billy in the fucking face, and he drops the thing. He drops his mom's
My
hand,
ball.
and he starts looking around for the compass. And by the time he finds it, he runs back to his mom, and it's not his mom. His mom is gone. This is every kid's nightmare scenario. He starts panicking, right?
She shouldn't have given him something so meaningful if she didn't want him,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Give him a fucking little
Cigarette.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
she's addicted to the smack. Okay,
Yeah, we already covered this. Remember, right between the toes.
it's not her talking; it's the black tar heroin.
And so the cops get him, and they're like, "Don't worry, little guy, she'll turn up.
For
she
sure
always
she
does,
wants
or
you."
whatever, right?" And we see it, and she doesn't turn up, right? And so then now we're back in present day. He knocks on the door. The woman on the other side of the door is like, "What?" He's like, "I think you're your son." She opens the door like, "You sure about that?" And she's a black woman. And it's like, bam. And Billy's like, "Fuck, sorry for wasting your time." And then who rolls up? The fucking fuzz. You know what I mean? And like, "Did you save me any fries?" They ask. You know what I mean?
like,
Cool
did
Guard
that-
runs away in the background.
And so then now we're over at the agency, right? We're at the foster home or we're at the foster agency. I don't know. And like this woman's talking to Billy, and she's like, "Listen, you've run away.
Listen,
19,
exposition.
27 times. I don't
Listen,
fucking
your
remember."
mom doesn't want you.
Straight
Just
up, she says that shit.
understand that. And he's just
Damn,
like,
son.
I don't think that's like you guys haven't even looked for her. Like literally, just look up my birth certificate.
How do they not find her?
Right?
Don't get
She's
that.
breaking a law.
No one's ever thought
Banning
about a
child
maiden
like
name.
that is
No one's
illegal.
ever thought about a maiden name. You know what I mean?
You bring up some real solid points, Kevin.
Right?
Oh no, yeah, that
Yeah.
is the one that is a glaring error and omission of this. Like the cops would have found her in about a day and been like, "Why don't you take your kid back?"
It's
doing?
neglect.
He would
Oh, I
have
forgot him.
absolutely known that his mom didn't. want
I
him.
got this other kid.
I have my mind.
So and they're like, "Listen, we got one family here. They're gonna take you in. They've taken in like 3,000 children already. They're really cool. Give them a chance. Don't be a
Wouldn't go
fucking
wrong.
weirdo. Don't run away." You know what I mean? And Billy's like, "No promises. I'm a fucking weirdo." And so he gets in the weird van with them, and they're like, "Hey, we're the weird parents, but we're cool. We're cool weird parents, right? We were in the system too. Were we together? Were we not? Did we
were-
run
they
away
were
together?
together. They
It
were
seems
together.
so like they're a brother sister thing. You're
Well,
telling me
It really does.
you're
I
telling
don't.
me the city of Philadelphia looks at
Step
brother
brother,
sister.
stepsister. You know what I mean?
40 years.
Well, fostering too. You know what I mean?
19.
Fostering is kind of like going to hostels. You know what I
Right?
mean? You know, just a fucking new bed every night. You know what I
Build
mean?
whatever relationship you want.
It is weird because
Yeah,
I was
all
like,
of a sudden you're doing some acting with some Swedes. You don't know, Andy.
Is
you
this
just
a
wanted to go see Weezer play. You know what I mean? Here you are, Timbuktu, Oklahoma. The fucking Swedes are there at this hostel with you.
is this a romantic relationship or are they like partners?
mom and
No.
dad.
Oh
They're
yeah,
for
no,
sure.
they're
They're together, right?
They're
Because there
making
is a
out.
moment like in the beginning where I'm like, they do seem like stepbrother, like brother or sister, like you would have grown up together.
You
It
gotta
doesn't
imagine
seem tremendously like they're romantic.
they were bouncing around different houses. Somewhere around 13, they went to the same house, fell in love,
Touched
ran
each
away
other.
together.
Yeah.
All right, bonded,
Started
and
this
we're like, "Hey
foster
guys,
house.
we're gonna do this. We're gonna become successful."
She gets pregnant. They leave the kid at a carnival. It's Billy Batson.
Oh my god.
Shit, plot twist.
Wow.
It's got to be awful getting like being a foster child and getting adopted to like a hot mom, foster mom. Because good lord,
Wait, that's gotta suck.
that's gotta suck to be like the kid and be like, "Fuck, man, you're hot and you're my mom now." Like,
I don't think it, I don't think it works
or
that
do you
way. I don't think it
accidentally
works
walk
that
in on her
way.
showering all the time?
Jesus.
you had to.
God, you just imagine Nick. Oh, oops. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were showering
It's
still.
weird that I'm naked also.
28. Go home, Nick.
Mom,
Mom,
get
Nick
the school
needs
nurse.
milk.
Fuck, guys.
Why does it have to?
No.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Counsel, open the door for this.
Oh, sorry. Hold
I'll
on.
allow
There's
it.
a knock at the door. It's the council. What's happening?
Oh, my lord, my little towel fell off. You too. My little towel fell off.
God.
It was me. I thought it was gonna hold.
No,
we're in
no
court.
part of this.
We're in
No
court.
part of
We
this.
open
I need
the
to start
door,
applying at other
and the
places.
council
Yeah,
is
man.
Nick in a
One
towel.
house. You just want to go.
This company is done in 2 weeks, man.
Oh man.
Anyways, Hey, come on home, try it out, don't run away, all this other shit, right? And so Billy comes home to this place. There's one little kid downstairs. He plays video games. He is sponsored by
That's his
Razer.
thing.
Heads up,
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of Razer branding on this kid. He loves games, though. That will be important. Darla's there. She's adorable. She's a hugger.
Darla, 10 out of 10.
10 out of
character.
10.
Yeah.
Great
yeah.
cast.
I want her in every movie.
Yep.
Every movie. Just
Every
period?
single fucking movie, dude.
Wow, okay. Invisible Man.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Wow.
The Fugitive.
Every outhouse, barn house.
I don't care.
don't care.
She tries to
I
pull his
don't
thing. It
want to lie.
tears. It's the one guy's going to get swole or whatever. That guy comes down. He's a big boy. So and he's like, hey, what's up? And he doesn't talk. So you're like, intimidated. Is he cool? He's cool. We'll find out later. He's cool. Mary's there. She's on a college interview. She's doing all this stuff. She's not that well prepped, though.
Not
Pretty
prepared
basic
at all.
question,
Very basic
right?
question.
What are you
She's like,
excited
I don't know
for?
what to say.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Then we get upstairs, and it's Seth from the OC as a young boy. He's up there. He's got a crush, and he's obsessed with superheroes. And he will wear a superhero shirt for a Justice League member in every scene he is in, and I
Pretty cool.
appreciate that
like
quite a bit.
Yeah.
I love all that stuff.
Yeah. The little world building to the DC
Totally.
stuff.
Cool
The
shit.
toys and all
Awesome.
that
What you
shit.
always
I
wanted.
really wish they had someone that looked a little bit like a little bit more like Superman torso was.
Here's my question though. This is the analytical part of me. Goes, who's making money off these toys? Because they don't have Batman and Superman's agree. Did they sign a thing that Batman and Superman can
Well,
be sold?
they know they're not
going
going
to
to
sue.
sue. They're
Mattel's just going.
You're gonna-
all the
you're gonna-
companies are going as fast as possible.
and
Ain't
you're
no
gonna
copyright on
risk
this.
pissing off Superman by stealing his likeness.
Think
I
of
mean,
the
is he
money.
gonna
know,
sue
man.
them?
Think
They'll
of
find
the
out who
money.
he is?
Yeah.
Maybe he
There you
just
go.
takes them, throws them into space. You never see them
The
again.
toys
All
are
the
the
old people up
the
there.
fucking
people.
executives.
Yeah.
I would be
that's
worried that I'd be
right.
like, hey, we made $1 billion, but this guy could also throw me legitimately into the fucking sun if he's pissed off.
Well, he's too busy doing that to all the old people.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, a lot of cool world building here. Did I pause and read all the articles? I sure did.
Anything
did.
cool?
None of them written by Lois Lane or Clark Kent. Thought that was a missed opportunity. None of them by Ron Troop either. I was like, man, lame.
Who's
or
Ron
whatever.
Troop?
Ron Troop, show some fucking respect.
Who is
all
he?
right? He
Ron
dated
Troop.
Lucy
They wrote
for
the
a
song
while.
Shoop,
He's a
Shoop, Shoop.
Daily Planet reporter. Anyways.
Greg calling for just respect nonstop.
Just, somebody's got to respect these people, all right? If it's not going to be you or DC, I'll do it, all right?
Saying a lot of things.
And so, yeah, we meet Seth here, and he walks us around, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, here's my bullet that is authenticated. This
Really
is
cool.
yeah, really cool, right?" And he's what kind of power? He's got the batarang. He keeps making jokes, keeping Billy on his toes. Billy's already looking to escape, of course, already looking to go.
That moment where he's like, "Hey man, they look really nice, but it gets Game of Thrones."
Yeah.
There's real Game of Thrones in here.
My leg
Yeah.
wasn't like this before, and it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!"
Yeah, Victor pushed me out the
Yeah,
window.
yeah,
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 it's
real funny.
Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, they're doing that whole thing.
Punk
They go
ass
down and
kid,
have
you know?
dinner at some point. But they do the, all right, everybody in.
Everyone, put
Hands.
your hands on the stick.
Yeah, Andy, what you need to start doing is that how we need to end this review. You got to say everybody in, and then you got to say something funny like
All
you did.
hands on
Like,
deck.
oh,
All hands on deck is what it
dub.
was.
Touch
Thanks for the grub.
Your grubs.
Knock, knock, knock. Who's showering? Who's in the shower?
knock, knock, knock. It's counsel. It's your legal counsel.
Your lawyer, Esquire, Nick Esquire.
Why aren't you in jail?
Okay, put me in
Double
jail for my
jeopardy.
thoughts.
Double jeopardy.
Thought police.
And anyway, so all this is happening. We're building this whole thing, whatever. Then I'm just gonna go here. So then we're gonna jump over to an interview with a woman where there's a woman in a lab coat interviewing a woman through a TV with a camera, and the woman is looking. Have you ever been on a conference call?
It's the worst.
You're never looking right at everything, and this
Yeah.
woman is like it's like Kevin and me talking right now, right? And that's how they're making eye contact.
Like move to the left, Kevin. See, Greg followed him.
She keeps doing it like this
Yeah.
on TV. And she's recounting her vision of being tested, right? That some old wizard with a bad wig and bad beard brought her thing. And the woman's like, oh, that's interesting. And like shows like a perfectly rendered, not even rendered, a perfect 3D model they've built here. She's like, oh my God, how did you find? Oh, it's mass hysteria. And that sounds dramatic and yada, yada, yada. And then out of the blue, Thad, ask her about the symbols. And they're like, oh, fuck, shit. Who's this guy? Oh, don't worry about him. He's a doctor too. He wants to know about
Who's
the symbols.
this clear villain?
Did you see any of the? Did you see symbols in your this mass hysteria vision you had? That is clearly a dream. No, I didn't notice any symbols, but I did record it. And here is footage of my.
She was like, my alarm clock was doing weird things, but I didn't see any symbols on it. But I did record it.
Yeah, and here
Send
it
me
is.
the
And-
video.
yeah, exactly. And she sends the video immediately. She's great. Great with tech. I love it. And so she sends it
I
right
love
over. You know what I mean? So many people, I'm going to send you an attachment. I'm going to PDF it. They don't know what they're doing.
The file's too big. How do
You
I-
get the video,
Google
and
Drive it.
it's supposed to
Just
be
Google Drive it,
horizontal,
yeah.
but it's vertical. So you got to turn your head or whatever, put it into Premiere and rotate it there.
Is this is right before they show all the other testimonies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's really cool.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, just show how
But also,
in
like,
depth the wizard's been testing people.
I don't understand why this woman like this still thinks it's fake. That makes
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
It's
Right,
like
yeah,
there's a
100%.
video of a light, a door
And so all that happens, and then the
Kevin looks
interview's
rough right
over, and Thad's got it, and he's like, they walk through this, giant lab, and there's all these other things and interviews happening, and other footage of like all the people saying the same things and whatever. And the doctor is like, listen, Mr. Thad, I appreciate that you funded our research, but I can't have you interrupting interviews, blah blah. And he's like, it's not mass hysteria. I have this door, and I have the symbols right. She's like, you are telling me you think this is real? I'm like, the fuck did you see in that video that you think's not real? And you talk to all these people.
I hate this scene.
Yeah.
She fucking hits the thing.
It
That
was
all
awful.
looks weird. Why did she hit it like that? And then she fucking gets disintegrated?
She screams in his face and disintegrates, and he's just like,
Why did that happen?
How did he
Yeah.
open it after? Like,
Why?
he was a chosen one. This is how I wrap man around it. He was a chosen one.
So he's got door-touching
He was
abilities.
already brought through, so he's able to go
He also
through.
got, like, zapped by the thing a little bit
the
earlier.
Foster kids
Oh,
go
yeah.
through later.
Yeah, but they're
Well,
being
Billy-
brought through by the new wizard.
Billy brings them
Billy.
through.
he opened the door.
He opened the
Otherwise,
door.
they would have melted too.
And
You
they
can't
didn't
just
touch
open
anything.
the
They
door
didn't
to the
touch
shower room. You have to knock on it first and be invited in.
Stop trying to care. Stop trying to make sense of
The
it.
scene looked awful. Like the scene looked terrible. Her the reaction to everything. It was really bizarre. I'm with him. Tim,
I don't
Thank
like that
you.
no one came in to
Jesus.
be like, "Hey, did Jan just scream?"
Well, he was behind that like security door, so you have to assume there's some
It was a
level of,
scene that I
like-
audibly like said out loud. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding? Like, really?
He's a
Holy
bad guy,
shit.
man. It's Mark Strong.
So he walks
love
on
Mark
through the
Strong, by the way.
doorway. He's back where he always wanted to be, and the wizard Shazam's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And he's like, "Oh, Thad, little bitch boy." And he's like, "Yeah, that's me." you know what it's like to have to be as a kid told you'll never be worthy. And I'm like, "That's a really good one. That's good
Yeah,
motivation."
it's a
I
good-
like that.
it's a- yeah,
He's like, "I
it's-
did realize who I am. Though. I'm a fucking motherfucking badass, and I'm here to do evil shit."
I'm a buddy.
Right. And he's like, I won't allow you. And then all the statues are like, he's a wig. He can't do anything. I can't move my mouth. You know what I mean? Because they're cased in carbonite or whatever. And I forget what he does exactly.
Stone.
Oh, he already had something, right? No, whatever. He walks over there. I don't know why the wizard, I forget what happens. But he gets over there and gets the fucking thing and shoves it in his fucking face and then frees all the demons. And they're like all like, I'm going to fuck up the world.
It's one
Why
of those
did
things
he
where I'm
zap
like,
him?
He tries. I forget. That's what I'm saying. He tried to do something where the wizard tried to stop him, but he was too weak and he was able to get away from
I
him.
think he
or-
pushed it back.
I
love-
remember how, though.
I do really enjoy the idea of like this physical manifestation of the 7 deadly sins. I think that's like cool on
dope as
paper,
fuck.
but like, I didn't expect them to actually play a part and throw the brother out of building. Like I just didn't expect. It really caught me off
He
guard.
threw the brother out of the building,
Yeah,
right?
oh yeah, that's true. But then the
but
other,
they eat everyone
the
else.
other one, yeah, I
Fucking
just
spoilers,
didn't expect
man.
that whole scene.
It's
yeah.
interesting because you have to imagine at some point in the development process they were like, should these be like creatures, monsters, or should they be like actual human actors?
Yeah.
Like should we give them more of a character?
And they're like, no, we need to have 6 monsters for them to fight at the end.
I appreciate that.
7?
And they fight him, but at the end it just feels like it's you're like it should be fun. It should be a lot more fun than it was watching the kids become the heroes and then fight these random like CG monsters. I wish they could have been actually like fighting some level of like big human guy, like smaller stealthy figure, whatever, like actual humans.
I do like the joke about the lust one. Thought she'd
like
be a
it
lot
a lot.
hotter
Let's
than
be
she was.
hotter. I mean, honest, yeah.
That's funny.
And so yeah, he's out the door with all the 7 deadly sins. Shazam, wizard's all fucked up, and let's go to school then. So now we're going to school, right? And we're there at school, and it's Billy's first day, and it's all overwhelming. But Darla's walking around being super, super sweet and calling her brother. He's like, "Not really family." And Darla gets all sad, and then she walks away with Freddie. And it's like, "Oh man, I didn't mean to." And he's like, "It'll be okay." And so then Billy has like a day of school or whatever, and they go to fucking lunch or whatever. And Freddie shows up, and he's like, "What would you want, flat or invisibility?" And Billy immediately gets up. Freddie doesn't even eat his food, just dumps it. Waste of food, Freddie. Come on, man,
Waste of
people are
food.
starving.
That's why he's so
you know?
skinny, buddy.
True. And they have the whole conversation that everybody who's on the record says flight because it's what a hero does, but when it's anonymous, they say invisibility because it's a creeper power. So then there's probably more
just
here.
wanna s-
Maybe this is no. This is
Invisibility is
Full stop
overrated,
right
is all I
there.
wanna
Andy
say.
is the one that started about the hot adopted stepmom. Okay, he opened
totally
the door.
appropriate thing to say.
He opened the door.
and then you knocked on the bathroom door, found me in there. Hi, Daddy.
Baby.
There's a great gold gog topic that's back. If you didn't know, everybody, just a full stop. We're back to calling Nick Daddy. All right, it was a joke that went away, but it's back. I call
What's
him
old
Daddy.
is new
He calls
again.
me baby, and it's totally normal and fine. All right, and I don't want to hear anything about it.
This is your
very
life, Andy.
uncomfortable with this.
This is your life now.
And so yeah, then it's end of school and they all go home. But as they go, like the
Fucking car just hits the
yeah,
kid.
this truck pulls up with the bullies, the school
What?
bullies in it.
By the way,
Stupid as shit. Stupid.
definitely a felony.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely attempted murder or some sort of negligent. Very
the
much
very least,
go to jail for a long
manslaughter.
time. Yeah.
Hey, 18-year-old older sister who's going to college, do something
the
about
cops.
this. Like, step in. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this whole scene is really stupid. And this, I agree with you, Tim, where this is one of those scenes where humans don't act like humans.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like such a cartoon right here.
Yeah, and so exactly. The bullies get out. They're like, "Oh, you gonna pay for this thing? Don't you just put it in my car?" And he's like, "Yeah, I want to." And they start fucking, and they start beating up on Freddy. And then like Billy's walking away, and then they make a comment about not having a mother, and that stops Billy. And he looks back. He's like, "I have a mother, Martha." And so Billy picks up the crutch and hits the bully and hits the other bully, and then they're all fighting for a while. And then the gamer boy, he comes at him. I forget what he hits him with. He has something he tries to hit him with.
Grabs their nunchucks because they have
Right,
nunchucks.
and then he
right,
hits himself
yeah.
in
What
the
the
head.
fuck?
They're
The
80s.
bullies had nunchucks.
They're 1980s bullies as well.
Bro, nunchucks are cool.
They were cool back then. Made my own once.
God.
They had themselves in that. Then
What'd
Billy
you make
runs
them out of
away.
real quick.
Wood, you know, just wood you had in the
All right.
backyard and
And
stuff.
rope or
No, I had some. I think
Chain link?
it was when my dad helped. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, right? Like the little screw you put in and the chain
Sure.
around it and then the little screw in it.
Did you hurt yourself?
No. I mean,
Okay.
like, how much do you actually fuck around with nunchucks? You know what I mean?
I fucked around with a lot until you hit yourself in the head. Then you put them down and never touch them again.
Gotcha.
We had the foam nunchucks.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had
it was a
foam
lot
ones
easier
too.
to mess around with.
Yeah. Billy runs, and he runs, and then he runs down in the subway, and he gets on the subway train at the last second, and then the bullies run up like, "I knew we were going to school, man!" And, "Oh, man, but fucking beat you, man. That's
I
why."
thought they were just going to open that door. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's,
careful.
It was a
I've
pretty
seen
close
this.
call.
I've seen this way too many times.
So Billy sits down, and he's like, "Whew, dodged a bullet there," and then
I'm gonna take a nap.
everybody disappears. The symbols start going crazy. The ice happens. The train rolls up. He gets out, and this is a funny moment I think where the doors open and he looks out the doors and then he walks back and looks at the map. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a funny little one. But he gets out and he walks in there and there it is, John Munn, and he's like, "Hey, fuck, dude,
John
I'm
Munn?
dying. I'm trying."
Yeah, you're
John
right.
Glover Hansu.
I'm trying. I'm dying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying. I'm dying. And he's like, "Hey, man, this sucks. You know, I need to find somebody pure heart. You're the purest I got. You know what I mean? This is what it's gonna." This is the one thing we talked about earlier that he kind of just gave it to Billy.
Well, he doesn't have the test anymore. He can't test him.
Well, right, but I mean, like Billy is pure of heart, right? Or was he not? Was this? I didn't get the.
I think the bar was
He
set
didn't
really
do the
low.
thing of like, "I'm defeated. You're the closest. Let's go." It seemed like Billy was pure of heart.
But again, couldn't test him.
Couldn't test him.
You know, at the
takes a
time-
shot. You know what I mean? Misses
Shoot your
100% of the
shot.
shots you don't take. He gives the.
Even though he swore never to do that again.
Well, he doesn't. He's not gonna be like The Rock. Don't worry about it. And so there's a whole bunch of jokes here. Grab my staff. Ew, that was funny too. I like that one too. Finally does it. Say my name. What's your name? Shazam. Ha ha. You know.
I didn't like that one as much.
I like that one too though. But eventually he goes, "Okay." Shazam says it, holding the stick. Boom. He's Zachary Levi in a big old suit.
Big old suit.
Big old suit, right?
Shout out to Zachary Levi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Give it to
I
him.
just like
He's
him.
lovely.
He's just a lovely
He's a
dude.
lovely
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I love the next scene where he wakes up on the subway and the dude's looking at him. He's like, "Normally that would not work, but
you're
is-
killing it."
You're killing it right
Yeah.
now." He's like the gold boots and the white cape.
And then Shazam also disintegrates, right?
Yeah. Shazam disintegrates.
I just
Yeah.
I like was
Shazam the
really
Wizard.
giggling pretty hard at all of him sort of exiting the subway.
Yeah, yeah.
And just feeling like what the fuck
Really
is happening and
embarrassed. He's
people
covering
like calling
himself
out
up,
at
yeah.
him. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I want to just give a quick shout out. I really like the Shazam costume.
Oh,
I
yeah, it's
like
good.
the lit symbol. I like that it looks overly exaggerated
Yeah.
and kind of silly and like whimsical. I thought that was really, really cool. And like he's a tall, like Zachary Levi's got to be like 6'3", 6'4", I imagine. He's fucking tall.
Must
as
be
shit.
nice, dude.
God, it must be great. But like the fact that they put him in a very colorful, bright, fun suit, I think definitely works for this.
He
world.
probably doesn't need
Absolutely.
a steps ladder at all.
He can just get shit off a higher shelf.
any light bulb in the house you can change.
Wow.
So yeah, he runs back home. Back home, all the kids are, it's post dinner and they're all worried about Billy, but whatever, And what do we do?
He ran away. We knew he was gonna run away.
He'll be back, and when he's back, we'll accept him with love because that's what it needs to be. That kind of thing. That's how they're talking
Sweet
about.
parents.
Yeah.
You know?
And Billy runs to the window. This was in the trailer, of course, so it's spoiled. Freddy's doing dishes. Billy pops up, with the "Don't scream" sign, which is
Enjoyed
funny.
this a lot.
Yeah, exactly. They have some fun back and forth.
He's like, "It's me. You asked me if I wanted to fly or be invisible," and the kid's like, "Okay, I believe you."
exactly. Thank you. Back to again our dissertation on the big mom.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to believe her son, right? Remember this whole conversation?
And big.
And big.
Gotcha, yes,
Right.
yeah.
And how if
No,
Jennifer
we've
comes home
spent
as a
enough time
homeless
on that.
man,
There it
he'll
is.
believe it's her and then
Yeah.
have sex with the homeless man.
That's the mom from Big. He said Big Mom. And I was like,
I thought for a second, I was like, did we talk about Big Mama's house? I don't remember. But apparently we did.
Anyways, eventually Freddy joins him outside, and hey, it's me. And like, what are your powers? I don't know. And he touches the
find
symbol, and he
out.
touches the symbol, and then he shoots a lightning bolt and blows up a transistor up there, right? And it's like, oh wow, yeah.
Okay.
And so
this is another thing to me that like people don't act like that. I thought it was really weird where he's standing there and he's like, "Can I? Can you what? Touch the thing? Why is that a thing? Do you get what I'm saying?" Like, why is that like a moment where it's like,
Well, I mean, look,
Can I?
if you had a
Tim,
glowing thing on
Tim.
your chest, I'd be like, I don't know if I could touch this or not. Like,
But
it's
it's-
weird.
Tim,
First
you said
inclination to
anytime I want to
touch
touch
this
you, I
thing?
have to ask.
Human beings like to be touched, Tim. You're the only one that doesn't like to be touched.
Sure.
This is it
Greg,
was
I'd like you to
fucking weird
touch
and
me
bizarre
right
as
now, anywhere
hell.
you want. There it is. It feels great. It's comforting. It lowers my blood pressure. I'm like a dog, and he's like my owner.
Releasing oxytocin. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's the
Oxycontin.
owner's
And it's
blood
the-
pressure that
it's
goes
also the
down, not the
opposite.
dog.
Maybe the dog
You're
does
asking,
too.
Can I touch you?
I don't think so because they get excited.
Maybe it goes up.
Yeah.
So now it's time to like they start testing his powers. What does he have? I don't know. Wigging out with powers and shit. And so they're running around doing stuff. They stop him mugging. He finds out he's got the super speed over there. Right?
Mugging
He
not
can do
going the way he thought. Right?
No,
she
yeah,
had
yeah.
pepper sprayed. He was the one screaming.
What?
She had her purse still.
that. Yeah.
I like this. I think it's
She was
fun.
empowered.
And I think after he throws the guy, she just gives him money. She's like, I wasn't here.
Yeah, I don't
want
know
any
you
part of
guys."
this shit. I'm out. I think that's funny.
yeah.
And I do enjoy that they're immediately like, oh shit, let's go to a convenience
We have
store.
money.
Yeah.
We made $71.
So, yeah, they go there for the
It doesn't
beer line.
occur to them that they're like they've done something horribly wrong. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So they go there. That's where you get your beer line. Right.
I'd like to buy some of your finest beer.
Just points
And
to
I
the
think
thing.
the comedic beat of him walking away and then
Freddy's
little
just
kid right
sitting
behind
there.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was very good.
That's good.
They have a conversation about fake IDs or whatever, and then
like,
I
"I'm
am
the
the fake
fake
ID.
ID.
And then sure as shit, guess what? This place is getting held up too. I'll tell you what.
Philadelphia is
Philadelphia,
dangerous.
you don't want to go to. You don't want to go to Philadelphia,
No.
apparently. You know what I mean? This is
Bunch
why
of
McCougar
terrible
stayed in
Eagles
Pittsburgh,
fans,
right?
yeah.
Exactly.
Donovan McNabb over there with his
Terrible.
fucking chunky soup and his mom. Get out of
Yeah.
here. Nobody
Great
wants it.
commercials.
Yeah, really funny
Yeah.
commercials, right? And so they're like, oh, and this is the same thing too, where like Billy hides behind Freddy, and he's like, no, go. He's like, all right, sorry. And he goes over there, tries to stop him. He gets shot, right? The bullet falls down. Bullet immunity, which I hate that he says.
Yeah.
Bullet immunity is a weird thing.
Sucks.
Whoa.
No, it doesn't.
It fucking does,
No.
man.
Bada bing.
Wow.
Like you even just saying, it's like, oh yeah, and then there was a mugging right when he's trying to learn his powers. Then they go to the store and oh man, it's getting robbed.
It's a cartoon.
It's like 2 in the too.
But it's like they were
These
good
things
cartoons
happen,
though,
You know?
especially in DC side of things.
Hell yeah, there were. Thanks,
Yeah.
Tim. And so yeah, then they have him shoot, and they give the gun back, shoot me in the face. They shoot him. You know what I mean? That was all funny. Throws him through the window, tied up in Christmas lights, lets him run away. Again, they're not thinking any of this through, but again, it's a cartoon, whatever. They walk out with the beers and thank
Window's
them.
probably really expensive.
Crack and immediately spit it out. Like it was awesome. That was such a great. They go back
Yeah.
in and get soda and snacks and all that crap.
My
Walk
kind
out.
of guys, man.
Yeah.
Walking out
Oh,
with some
totally.
hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Big ass
Yeah,
bag.
man.
They hit on the girl on the way out real briefly. We're like, we're probably the same age. I loved all that stuff too.
Oh, I do love
when
it.
with the
Yeah.
mugging, where he's like trying to rob this old lady.
It's
She's
just
like, I'm the same
I'm
age as
your
you."
age. That's funny.
And then they go to the Rocky Steps, sit there, have some fun, man. They eat some food. Well, now we got to go home. Usually we go to a lair. We don't have a lair. We're going to go to the house then. We'll try to sneak in because that's what we're doing. We're kids, okay? So they run over there, and they do that, and they sneak up there. And this is where we get more of the parents downstairs trying to set up the Christmas tree. And she's really upset, the mom. And then they give it away that they're there, give away that Billy's there with laryngitis. They panic. They run into Darla's room. Darla is awake for it, right? And then
She
he
freaks out a little bit. He covers her
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, that was
Like,
such a great thing.
"Don't make this kidnapping."
Yeah, no, yeah, she's gonna think it's kidnapping. Cover around. Lets that go, and then he says Shazam by accident. They figure it out that it's voice activated or whatever, word activated. He's back to being Billy.
burning holes in his building.
Totally,
Yeah.
exactly. Cartoon, right? None of it makes sense in terms of if you actually want to sit there and tear it apart,
should.
right? I'm not saying you're.
Well, there's
you
another
should.
example though of like the kid Billy and Shazam just like not being the same character. Like, why did he react to the parents like saying like, "Hey," when they're like walking up the stairs? I feel like young Billy is a smart, like, cool kid.
Street kid.
Yeah, he's
Street
not gonna
shark.
like get caught off guard by that type of shit. It's just like immediately like you're just flip flopping.
He's
Tim,
flus-
this,
flop-
is the
flustered,
best
Tim.
day of his life.
He's flustered.
No, it's the
No,
opposite.
not yet. He
version.
doesn't know yet.
He's so excited. You know?
Bye.
And he's like, all right,
Let me
good
know how
night.
that pizza looks. I'm really thinking about it. You know, because that's like that thing is
Nah,
like
yeah.
how cold is it gonna be by the
Yeah.
time we get there? Does it still look good? I'll be happy.
Remember when some random person delivered New York pizza and we were
Oh,
like,
it's so
"What
good.
is
Yeah, this one was
poison?
prepped for. They
What
warned me
is
they were gonna do
poison?"
this.
Yeah.
They warned me they were gonna do this. And so yeah, Darla isn't good at keeping secrets, but she's gonna try to keep the secret. Congratulations, everybody! Yay. This doesn't make sense because it's nighttime. What I'm still just gonna do it here. We jump over, and this is where Thad walks into the boardroom, right? And he doesn't want to listen to the receptionist. He's like, "Fuck you!" And he walks in there, and then he throws his brother through a window, and then he's like, everyone's like, "Ah!" And then he lets the seven
So
deadly sins out.
violent.
Yeah.
Horrifying. Imagine being that dude that's outside with the window and you just see human beings fucking like getting destroyed, and
Yeah.
screaming.
No.
I like that everyone reacted in the office because, like, I feel like in a lot of times these movies, like, that happens and everyone's just sitting there, like, oh. But now, like, they all like stood up and were like, "What the fuck?"
Jesus,
Yeah.
it was very, very violent.
it was
very
violent.
aggressive.
No blood though.
No
So,
blood.
Don't
No
worry
blood
about
at
it.
all.
Right? Don't worry about it.
PG?
Keep that PG. 13 or is it just?
They said shit a lot.
They did, yeah. So it must be
PG-13,
PG-13. Then yeah, John Glover, the incomparable John Glover, gets taken out here, right, by greed. And then all of them suck back in his eyeball, and he gets in the old elevator. And then there's a joke about family on the TV, and he punches the TV, and we go down there. Now we'll go back to school. Why not?
Back.
Actually, no, but instead of going back to school, we're going to go out, and it's the montage now of really testing Billy's powers. What can he do? The flight stuff, the YouTube stuff, all that jazz of him really getting the swing of it, right?
The one where it was teleportation.
Skateboard ramp.
Yeah, and he just
Teleportation, and then
he's
it, like,
actually a
you
fire
cut-
test.
Yeah, it's fire test, and he's like lighting it up.
Yeah, that was funny. But a montage here of powers. He flosses at one point, as all the kids do. You know what I mean?
Flosses at
That's
one
how you know. That's how you know he's a kid. Zachary Levi did his homework. You know what I mean?
He played a lot of Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. Punches through some walls and columns and shit or whatever. This is then we get the your phone's charged scene too, right?
Sure.
Why not? We'll toss it in there. Right? We're walking around the mall doing it or whatever.
They go
Great.
to ATM, steal all the money,
Right.
buy
This
a
is
bunch of Xbox stuff.
this is back. Yeah. Oh, great job. Because yeah, we went to the strip club in there. That's where it was free hot wings. God, I'd
my
love to
goodness.
go to this strip
Where
club.
is this?
I know, right? Well, apparently Philadelphia. You might get fucking murdered everywhere.
Pittsburgh.
Or Pittsburgh.
Never know.
Yeah, then they ran out of money. They went to the ATM, got the money. Then they went and bought a whole bunch of Xbox stuff. Then they came home and played Xbox and stuff like that, right? And so everything's just going swimmingly for them. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, Thad is just mad and he's got a weird eye and stuff. And like Thad kind of drops out of the plot for a little bit here,
Yeah.
where he's killed his family and he knows he needs to kill the champion, but he's like
Well, he hasn't had. Doesn't someone tell him that he has to kill the champion? One
the
of one of
demons. The demons do that.
Find
Yeah.
this dude, and he's like, "Where do I find him?" And
Yeah,
then we cut later too.
Yeah, but even then, there was a gap there. With
There
Thad
was,
not fatting it up.
One more thing that they did. Oh, here's another moment where it's a total break from reality, where they go and the bullies like park.
Again, the same way.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, and the Shazam
suddenly
just
like,
drops
"Where's the
gun.
car?"
Yeah.
Dude.
I think that's the morning after Xbox, which we're picking up. Yeah,
Yeah.
the car drops, it smashes into a million.
And it's one of those things like we never see any consequences. They're never like, "Wait, what the fuck?" We know about the superhero, and like he clearly fucked up our car. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Instead,
They start
still don't
talking.
believe the
They
kid.
talk some shit in the hallway, right? And Freddy's like, I know, Sparkle Fingers, and like he'll come. You know, bullshit. He's gonna come have lunch tomorrow with me or whatever, today, whatever it is. And, okay, blah blah. And then yeah, sure as shit, Billy's got a chip on his shoulder the next day or whatever. Why am I even doing this anymore? If I say Shazam, I'm a big
One
buff
more thing I want to
dude.
throw out there because I actually like this scene.
Please.
When the first time they're gonna play hooky, they go to walk away. The security
Oh,
guard
yeah,
at the school
yeah,
is
yeah.
all like, "Hey, like you need your parent here," and he's like, "All right, 1 second." I'm gonna do this."
Oh hey dad, come here. Business office, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the line where he's like, "Oh, is this the smart security guard?" They all look up and he's like, "No, this
And that kid's
was
comedy's
great.
really
I
good.
Freddy's great.
I laughed really hard at that line.
Yeah, and so yeah, they had already done that where they were taking the photos and stuff, getting money then too. So like you've already set up that they know how to do this or whatever. But this time, yeah, Billy just wants to bounce and not even take Freddy with him. And Freddy's like, "You got to do the dad thing," and he's like, "I'm not gonna do the dad thing. You'll be back for lunch." No, you won't be. He doesn't come back for lunch. Makes a fool out of Freddy in front of the entire
Sucks.
group. You know what I mean?
Briefcase wedgie.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, then it is that he's doing lightning hand at the
So
stairs
good.
or whatever. And Freddy comes over and confronts him for not coming and selling him out and not being there when he needed to be a friend or whatever. And he's like, "Fuck you," not "fuck you," but like "fuck you," and like I don't need to do this kind of shit. And he's like, "Whatever." And then
Is this
accidentally,
the scene where he's like, you just wish this was you, and the kid was like, yeah, no shit, I
Yeah.
wish this was me. Like I would
I
love
think
to
that-
have your power.
That's
I would love to
that
do
is
this.
the end cap to this conversation
Okay.
that's about to happen because
Yeah.
he sends off a lightning bolt, blows out a tire,
Oh,
and busts
right.
across the street.
Right.
Bus is there. Billy runs over there to what we're
Catches
talking
a
about.
bus with the glass.
But that's the whole thing. It's like this scene doesn't work at all because
No,
it's like it
this is a
takes
bad
too
scene.
long, and when it finally happens, the glass is holding for him to hold the bus.
I like that. I mean, the mattress though is like
That
a
was
nice
cute.
little
Yeah, yeah.
comedic.
You guys
beat.
like
Yeah.
no.
but yeah, he puts the bus down and he's celebrating, and everybody's super.
Isn't
And
there
then
a thing
Freddy
with
comes
the dog
over.
there, where the dog?
Yeah, doggy move. Yeah,
It's like, oh no.
let's just stay. Yeah.
But also he goes like he's like move dog move, and the dog moves, and he goes to put the bus down gingerly,
Really
and just
hard.
slams down
Yeah.
and snaps everyone's back in it.
Jesus Christ, I don't know if that would happen.
I would have just leaned it against the pillar and just had it.
Face down?
Yeah.
I thought this would have been better if this was like when he realized he could fly, like when he like jumps
Yeah.
up and
Yeah,
actually
it and
catches
pushes
it. That'd be
back up.
cool.
That would have been cool. But like, yeah, watching him catch a how many ton bus by the safety glass in the front of it that's
It's
like
already
designed to
smashed.
shatter.
It's already
yeah, I'm
cracked,
like,
yeah.
this is weird. And then like, and I was like, oh, they're gonna cut, and he's gonna be holding the frame. No, he's just like holding the glass with two. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is fucking weird.
It would have broken through, and like his skull would have just killed the dude who was.
Yeah.
How'd that pizza look?
I look good.
Okay.
There's also already a couple slices missing. I don't know who took them.
That's that's fine. I don't mind people eating.
There's 2 pieces.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I hoped. I knew. That's what I requested when they asked me. Anyways.
What kind of pizzas?
Pepperoni.
You ask for
Come on,
extra
bro.
red sauce.
Fucking
No, it's not that kind of
thing.
thing. You know what I mean? It's not round table.
You can always ask for extra red sauce, right?
Sure,
guys?
but it's not round table. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Puts the bus down. Freddy runs over. Freddy yells at him some more. Hey, this. Hey, that.
That's where you have
I'd kill for the powers.
You
or
just wish it
whatever.
was me. Like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that
And
line.
so Freddy bounces off, and he's like, "Oh, this sucks." And then right behind him, fucking Thad shows up. And he's like, "Champion!" And this is
give me your power.
Yeah, he walks over there, and it's a funny thing of like, "Oh, you're a bad guy." Like he understands what's about to happen.
And he just clocks him.
Yeah. So yeah, he gets punched in the gut. He goes down. He punches Thad in the nuts. They start fighting. It's what we're talking about. They fight.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's they fight for a little bit, and then he runs away, and like as he's panicking or whatever, obviously Thad can super fly too. They fly up in the sky, he's choking him, and then throws him down, and like he's trying to fly, and he's able to float for a
I
little
believe
bit.
myself. I believe myself. I can believe myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that looked really comedically funny, where he opens his eyes and he's there floating against.
Yeah, and he just like taps it.
and then he kind of tap, and then he's kind of floating. He's like, whoa, and his legs are kind of. It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
It was the car that, like the van that hits him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
was
he
like,
hit by a
okay,
car,
I
bounced
enjoy
around
this.
or whatever. Eventually, though, yeah, they brawl into a toy store, or they brawl into a mall through a toy store with a whole bunch of DC toys, just all
And he
these
throws
toys.
it. Get it, Batman. He throws the Batman toy.
I am Batman. They brawl
little
out.
big thing.
Yeah.
That was fun.
They brawl out into the big thing with the piano or whatever. Underplayed, but it was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I would have loved a little bit
a little
more
bit more.
there.
Yeah. They brawl into the mall. They brawl further. He's getting his ass kicked. Eventually, he's like, "I gotta get out of this." He says Shazam, which brings the glass down. And he's able to turn into Billy and run away because the guy's like looking up too long. You know what I mean? This is a big
He's
risk.
looking for an adult.
No,
It's a big
huge
fucking
risk.
risk. Well, I mean, no. He's like Shazam, and he looks up. And then he looks down, and he holds for a long time, so he misses the kid who's in the exact same position get away and scurry into the crowd. Like, that's what I mean by
Well,
it.
But
I
that
don't think
doesn't-
he expected him.
Yeah, that doesn't
to
bother me because he doesn't
transform.
expect it to be a kid. And so when you see
Or
the
for the
smoke
light-
pop
he
up
doesn't
and
know
you
what
see
the
kids
lightning
running
does.
around, it's a mall. There's always fucking stray kids running around. You stamp them out. You know what I mean?
I'm whatever.
No, that's not the dumb part. The dumb part comes later when
Freddy is
Freddy's like,
Billy, Billy, in the mall, 4 feet from the village.
Four
And
feet in
then,
the building.
then what happens?
They
What
pan
happens?
over-
A very,
Pan over to the news.
Very
convenient. That's what I was
Very
like.
convenient.
A
Looks over,
convenient
sees
TV.
the kid with him, and goes, "Oh, that must be his friend." And I'm gonna kidnap this kid
How does he know?
because he saw him talking to
saw him
Shazam.
on the news,
yeah,
Andy,
but does
in the
Billy
clip.
know that was the villain?
No, at that point he didn't know,
What?
right?
Billy
No,
didn't know.
no. You mean Freddy?
Or Freddy.
Freddy.
Freddy? But Freddy probably saw.
Freddie
this dude with
followed
a
this
fucking-
fight to the mall.
Yeah.
Freddie saw him
He
get
saw him
tackled by
get-
a bald guy. Like I don't
No, but I mean,
it's
they
bad
were
blocking.
flying by really fast.
Not to mention too, Andy, if you can turn into fucking Shazam, I'm not sitting around at
I'm not going after
4
you,
rows
yeah.
away going, Andy. Like I mean, like if you're not there, I assume you're back in the sky fighting. Whatever. If I don't know that's the bad guy, I assume you're out there fighting. If I find out there's a kid with his head splattered all over the fucking ground, I'd be like, oh, that's Andy. No, I can call his name all I want. He's fucking dead. You know what I mean?
Damn, sorry, Andy.
It's okay.
I'll work
You
on the
died
eulogy.
fast
It'll be
on
better. All right. So yeah, Thad grabs him. We missed the part where, by the way, Billy saved Mary.
Oh yeah, and they had that little conversation.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I can figure out names."
Yeah,
Some of my
that was
powers."
cute. That was cute. That was
Yeah.
all cute. You know what I mean? You know, stick around the foster home forever. He's like, oh, I gotta go. Anyways, though, Billy comes home then, and he's limping. He's been hurt. And let me tell you, you've seen the nice foster parents. Now you're getting the mad dad. And they bring him upstairs, and they just start chewing him out. Like, you do that. You brought Freddie into it. And meanwhile, the kids downstairs.
Punch him in the stomach.
Meanwhile, the kids downstairs are putting it all together. I'm like, wait a second. Why is Freddy on TV talking to that superhero? Wait a second. Why does that superhero know all about me? Oh, do you think he... And Darla's like, you got it. And you're like, what?
Great.
I also like the
One of the
Darla
key
being
plot
like,
points of this
"Fuck
movie
it."
from the news. I hate it.
At one point, and then there was another point where I think the kid hacked into the system and said, "We
That's
found
later.
your real mom."
That's later.
That's like now-ish, right?
Moments later.
Yeah. They're working on this right now or whatever.
Because they're
yeah.
still yelling at him. Then they come out of the room and they're like, "Hey guys, we were real tough with him, so just give him a second."
And they
And they
immediately
come in
walk
and they're like, "Hey, look, here's your real mom. You want to go fucking meet them?"
She
meet
went
her."
back to her maiden name. Who would have thunk? She's 2 subway stops.
I don't
tell you
know
that,
how to do
I'll tell
illegal
you what.
shit, but I got friends.
Based on the world that they've created, Philadelphia is fucking the world of RoboCop. It is Detroit circa 2000, whatever the fuck. It is crime riddled. They got better shit to do than look for this kid's fucking mom's maiden name. Okay, every convenience store every night is getting knocked over.
You're
okay,
right.
People are getting just walking through random parks at 2:00 in the morning getting fucking robbed. Who gives a shit about one kid? That's all I'm saying.
Well, these kids give a shit about one kid, and so Billy's got the paperwork he needs, and he runs out of the house. He's running.
To mirror what Kevin said earlier, I really like Darla's reaction to it. Her
Yeah,
being-
oh no, Darla's great.
Very
Darla
adorable.
needs her own spin-off.
Her being like, y'all figured it out.
I'm with
Y'all did it. Yeah.
we
It's
need
like a TV
Darla
show.
Batson,
Oh,
the
my sister.
emancipation
Yeah,
of
that's
the fucking potatoes. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Give her that movie.
emancipation of the potatoes.
And so he runs and he slides. He hits the ramp and takes a dive. Super crocodile mile. Billy shows up at the apartment complex.
He
Right?
runs, he slides. I love you
Wow.
so much.
This is
I saw the
string
commercial in my
of
head. I was
words.
like, okay, yeah.
Is
I used to have one of those.
old commercial?
It is
Yeah,
an
it's a
old
slip and slide commercial, right?
Well, Super crocodile mile.
Yeah.
Wow. He shows up at the thing,
The
knocks
way
on the
his brain
fucking door,
works.
and sure as shit, here she is. Is this fucking deadbeat mom?
Hasn't
She comes
aged
out.
a day.
And
in 10
No,
years.
yeah, they did not John Glover her. You know what I mean? And so she comes out and she's like, "What do you need? I got nothing." And he's
I don't want to buy your
John
magazine.
Glovered.
Andy,
Hey,
I don't
John
want to.
Glover
I don't
is
want to
always
make you
John
feel like a
Glover.
fool in front of all your friends. All right, but go home tonight and you watch that first scene and you watch the boardroom scene. And here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have one of those Andy moments. You ever go.
They needed to make his hair fully white or something.
When you
You
have
look the same.
When you have a head
From
of
the
hair as good as
70s.
John Glover's, you don't make it white. All right.
Great head of hair.
Great head of hair. Fuck you. You know what I mean? And so,
Why'd you make a slurping noise earlier?
red sauce.
Red sauce.
Can't you see it? He's folding the pizza in half and go sucking the
Kevin
sauce
and,
right up.
Kevin and I like to get so much red sauce in the pizza, you
We're
can
drinking
drink
that
it.
shit.
That's
yeah.
so gross.
It's not gross. It's delicious.
It's better the
It's
next
so
day 'cause
good.
then it's not dried out. You got a lot of
Oh,
sauce that
it's
next
so
day.
dry when you don't ask for the extra red
And
sauce.
so the
fucking
mom's
sand.
like, oh my shit, it is really you. And she's got some deadbeat husband Earl or whatever.
Who's
on
out the
inside.
door?
Oh, nothing. It's fucking March of Dimes. And she shuts
Rachel,
the door.
come back.
And so
It's
she's
another
not
example of humans not acting like humans. This,
It
is just-
totally-
this is another one of those
Yeah.
TV
Listen,
things.
you were gonna be better with the cops. Don't worry about it. I left you.
You look like you're doing fine.
It wasn't your fault. You look like you're doing fine. You got a
He's
red
like, yeah,
sweatshirt.
I'm gonna go
huh?
see my family, and it's
And he's like, you know what? Here, you take this. You need it more than me. She's like, what the fuck is this garbage? He's
Oh,
like,
man,
fuck.
he's been thinking about it every day.
I know, right? You fucking
that-
moron.
It means nothing to you.
I do think that this was like a really fucked up, like sad moment.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, oh shit.
But I would have just grabbed her and gone, Shazam. And then pushed my. I would have pushed myself back like he does sometimes. Let lightning bolt hit her, kill her. You know what I
fry her.
mean?
Wow.
Totally. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why I'm not
Or
pure
does
at
it
heart.
make it super strong?
That's why you would have never
No.
been.
Not
Shazam
according
in
to
the
I
first
mean,
place.
like
you're
you know,
right,
like
yeah.
not according to
Use
the
the
logic
weapon.
of what's happened before. And so
The wizard could just watch any episode of Interview and know that you're not pure of heart. Like he just knows.
Well, I gave it up a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like, you think about it every so often, right? Like, what if Green Lanterns were real? Like, what if the Ring chose me? Or we're not like, they know I'd do too much
think
fucked
about
up
it
shit
every
with it.
once
You know
in
what
a
I mean? I'd be pranking people left and right.
Yeah.
Andy would just go to sit
But
in a
maybe
green
the
chair.
world
The
needs
green
a
chair
little
would
more
disappear. You just fall down. You're like, oh fuck, that was one of Greg's green chairs.
Damn it, Greg.
Can you imagine like walking around and be like, yeah, that fucking chair's green?
It's clearly glowing.
But after a while, you just get tired. You want to sit in the chair.
And so meanwhile, back at home, right? Thad's shown up. He's like, "Hey, the parents went out to look for Billy. As soon as they left, Thad showed up and was like, "Hey, you're all fucked now. I'm here, and I want to fucking be. I want Shazam's powers, and I'm gonna fucking torture all you if I have to." Billy has a conversation with his mom. He gets a phone call from Freddy. It turns out it's not Freddy. It's Thad. You got to come home. He runs to the roof, does the Shazam, and flies. Like,
Ah, it was a cool scene.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was
Nice
cool.
moment.
He gets home, lands in the backyard. He's like, you let him go, I'll come in. Thad's like, why don't you come in? I'll think about letting him go. It's like, oh man, they've thought this through. This is what we call a dead man switch. You know what I mean? No.
It's not a dead man.
No, it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
What we call a Charleston two-step. You know what I
Standoff.
mean? So Billy shakes his beautiful ass in there, right?
Just nouns. Just nouns.
So he comes on in and they fucking talk for a while. I don't really remember. They just fucking say things.
That's a red sauce replication.
And it's all very like, oh man,
Is he
what
a
are we
little
gonna
kid
do?
at this point, or is he Shazam?
He's still Shazam in this one or whatever. But basically, it's like, listen, you are gonna come with me through the doorway here, and you're gonna give me your powers. We're gonna touch the staff again. Everything's gonna be dynamite, right? And he's like, fine, fuck it, I got to, because a man's got to protect his family or whatever. And he's like, all right.
Or whatever.
And so, like, they walk in there, and then he's in there, and he's like, I don't want to touch the staff and do the thing, but I guess I got to do the thing. And then, like...
So he remembers.
What does he remember?
He remember what Shazam said. Remember?
Something of heart. He
Oh, that was
like,
later.
Yeah,
I'm
way
sorry,
later. No,
way
it's fine.
later.
It's fine.
Way
No,
later.
don't worry about it. But he comes in there, and, like, they let out all the terror demons, and all the fucking guys are like, and that's when, boom, a batarang hits him in the head, and, like, this movie's about to go to... No, it's just the fucking kid through the batarang. Okay, fuck you. Thanks, Ben Affleck, for announcement. You know what I mean? And sure as shit, it's a bunch of kids. Shout out to the one kid who's got a PlayStation Move in the aim stick. You know what I mean?
get
Like,
him.
fuck yeah. And so they're a bunch of dumb kids, and he's like, fucking tear these people apart, demons or whatever. And Demon's like, got it, boss. But then he's like, no. And then, like, Shazam.
got it, boss.
Shazam grabs the stick or whatever. I don't fucking remember. And they all run back down the hallway, but it's a dead end. And then there's a bunch of weird doors to horrible magical
There's
realms.
different universes.
You got fucking
There's horrifying.
I'm really happy they have
it's
it.
just funny that in a fucking multiverse that is as complex as DC, we can't
They're
get anybody
all bad
cool. We
shit.
can't get anything cool out of these
It
doors.
was really cool.
Here's
They
some
open with
fucking
CW Flash, you know?
right.
Like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
where's this go to?
Yeah. Instead, yeah, no, that doesn't happen. They're like, well, we got to get out of here. And I don't remember. They get out and the
He
door
was like,
closes
you got to
just
think
in
about. He
time.
goes, you got to think about a
right.
place.
How'd you get out of here last time?
I thought about the subway.
What?
Well, okay, well, think about someplace
I guess
cool.
that's
like
a weird
the
thing.
subway.
How it happened, though?
It's a weird thing to drop in right away out of this, but
We saw
okay.
that.
Movie
man.
sucks.
And anyways, they get
No,
beamed
it
to the strip
doesn't.
club. They come out of the strip club, and they're like,
In
"That's what you thought
comparison
about."
to
Very
other
funny,
DC movies, this one's great.
very funny. And I loved the line of the guy who will be the Green Shazam, right? Where he's like, "Not my thing." And I was like, "Oh, what a cool way!" You know what I mean? They all get
And
out.
like the door of like, why are my eyes covered?
yeah, no, I like that too. I like, there's glitter in there. Can I have glitter? Yeah. And Freddy comes out knowing their names or whatever. He's like, "Buy candy" or whatever.
He's full of glitter.
Yeah,
right?
it was awesome. That's what accused
Yeah.
the glitter
That was
line.
great.
And they're like, we gotta fucking go somewhere and blend in. Let's go to that carnival full of people. That's a great idea.
Philadelphia. Welcome to Philadelphia, ladies and
Great
gentlemen.
name.
And Thad shows up and he's like, "Oh, Billy did a Shazam over there, and that threw down the lightning bolt because everybody was mobbing him.
Yeah.
he threw down the lightning bolt again, just in front of everybody. You know what I mean? And like, first off, lightning I think can hurt them, but it doesn't matter. He's Billy though, and they're all there,
though, right?
huh?
Did it hurt Thad there? There was a moment where soon he does it, and like Thad like jumps out of the way, and there's a really shitty CG like doll Thad that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, though, Thad sees that, so he flies his happy ass over there, and he comes up and he's like, and he's like looking at everybody, and the bullies are together on the fucking
Just hawking
Yeah.
loogies off the Ferris wheel.
disgusting.
I had a baby.
These are the kind of people I wouldn't save if I had the powers. You know what I mean? These are. Yeah,
That's why you're not worthy.
You know what, bullies? I've been looking at you guys, and I like what I see. I'm putting together an elite space force. Would you like to be on it? And they're like, sure. They got it as a bunch of 62-year-old motherfuckers. It's just, there's no jets on this. Oh, you won't.
You don't need jet. You're not coming back.
let me know what Mars looks like, fuckers.
Anyways, though.
That's why
They're
you're
not
not
jets.
An elite space force. I'm like, this guy's gonna throw us into space. We're gonna get thrown into space right now.
Oh God! And so Thad shows up and he lets the sins out, and they're fucking shit up, and the Ferris wheel's tipping over, and there's a lot of them, and they're all fighting everything, kind of, I think, or whatever.
Kinda.
Yeah.
They
They're
eviscerated
chasing
this
people.
boardroom, but here they're just kind of a distraction.
He
right?
said
A
to
little
what?
bit.
He says
He said
at
round
one
them up.
point, round him up. Yeah, not kill him. Yeah.
Because he's still using.
So
it 'cause
they
it's
all
leverage.
split up
'Cause
to
he
try
needs
to.
them
They
give up
figured out
powers.
at this point they knew about the eye thing, so they were like, get it out of his eye, and we can fucking separate him that way or whatever. And so they did that, but eventually all the kids get caught because of course they're gonna get
They're
caught
dumb
fighting
kids.
fucking demons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Billy walks in. He's like, "Fuck, man, this is bad news bears. They're all caught. What am I gonna do?"
I hate that they repeated the whole line about he's vulnerable thing because like Billy noticed it already. Billy saw
well,
the
they need
blood.
to spell it out for us.
Yeah.
There's clearly a scene that got cut too.
But I
'cause
thought
Billy
that-
saw it, and then Mary knew, and it's like Mary wouldn't know.
I
that.
thought that was spelling it out for us though. Like,
But they needed that it needed to be communicated that the kids knew too. I'm with you that there's a missing piece. We
Yeah.
went A to C, we missed the B. However, this is happening. Everybody's tied up, and they're like, "All right, let's do it." And Billy's like, "You know what? Let's not do it." And grabs the staff and boots Thad. And Thad's like, "What?" And they spin the staff around.
This is where he has the flashback, right? He hears the
Yeah,
Shazam the wizard.
Of course, yeah, my brothers
tell
and
him.
Sees
sisters
the,
and all that shit.
sees the
yeah,
chairs
yeah.
back. Says, "Oh, there's 5 chairs, 5 of my family,
And so he's like, "Grab it."
There was actually 7.
There were 7 chairs. Yeah, moron.
Black
7 of my
Adams.
family."
Yeah.
He grabs the thing and he's like, "Everybody, grab on! All hands. What is it? What does he say?
All hands on deck.
All hands on deck."
So
And they
Dad's
grab
like-
it. Say my name, Billy. Ha. No, then the word I say, Shazam, and they all say Shazam, and they all turn into.
You can't say it, or else
Shazams.
he'll turn back to normal.
I know.
I like this moment. I know it's kind of a little unearned, but
I liked the moment.
I loved the
I
moment.
think-
I thought it
think
was
that-
so cool.
Well, you see the smoke, and then there's his little walker, the thing that just drops to the ground, and you see his boots as it pans up, and it's Adam Brody, and it looks like him. I think that was a great casting.
That-
Like, this is a
Really
good
good.
moment.
Yeah, I remember in the theater really liking this.
This is cool because it was hell unexpected.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I did not
Yeah.
see this coming
Me
at
neither,
all,
yeah.
and I love that it wasn't in the trailer and shit.
But
Yeah.
do they all have Shazam's powers, or do they have one aspect of it?
I believe they all do.
I feel
Mary
like they have
Marvel
one
feels
aspect
like it.
that's hella accentuated, and the rest of them
Yeah,
are
because
just
like
kinda
the
there.
little
Oh,
girl
I see what you
immediately was
mean.
like
She's
running
super
around fast.
yeah.
I don't know if she was super strong.
My thought. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not a Shazam expert, and especially not for the extended Shazam family. For the movie, I thought it was that
Shazamly.
It was the nice. I thought in the movie that it was just, hey, we have like it took
We all have
Billy
your
a
power,
while
yeah.
to figure it out.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
but
they,
we kinda, yeah.
it was what they needed in that moment. They were like, oh fuck, I can do this thing.
The Mexican kid had super strength, and
Yeah, he was
holding up-
swole like he wanted to be early
Yeah.
on, right? You know what I
He
mean?
was like, look at my arms.
and so yeah, he ran over there. He starts saving the fucking Ferris wheel or whatever. No,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Carousel's the other thing I'm getting caught up in my head.
It's a different thing. That's on. That's
I know.
Flat.
Yeah,
That's
and
flat.
it goes
not
ding,
up.
ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding,
That's
ding,
the one.
ding, 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 and then you go like, I'm scared, and it goes ding, ding, ding.
That's my
ding,
paralysis.
ding. And it starts going backwards, right?
My
And then
paralysis
it goes
demon.
black.
You're my sleep paralysis demon.
How awesome would that be? I'll tell you right now, if I die in some weird sci-fi way or some kind of weird spiritual way, I would be so stoked to be Andy's sleep paralysis demon.
Oh, if
Hey,
Greg
what-
dies, he's gonna
he just-
haunt you.
Andy wakes up like 45 minutes and can't move, and it's just me on the corner of the bed telling stories and laughing through them.
Not so much scary, just kind of annoying, like mildly
I
annoying.
just want to sleep.
Right, let me sleep. No, let me get to it. And so, yeah, they're running around. Mary Marvel is just fighting this tentacle monster. This is whoever wrote and storyboarded this was like, who do we want the one female in the skirt to fight?
yeah.
Oh, the tentacle monster,
No,
nonstop.
let's not do that. That's weird as fuck.
That's
And
what they do.
They
Oh,
gave
I'm not-
everyone specific powers. It's like you, tentacle porn. Just
Oh,
do
wait,
it.
Sorry, did we talk about how I wasn't sure the entire movie if that was the same actress or a different actress for like the older
It sh-
college girl?
I honestly think it should have been the same actress. I thought she was.
Me too.
It was like that's just not that was a weird age gap to try to play
because
off
they
of,
were
but
like,
it's a
yeah,
different person.
everyone's gonna be in their early 30s, but you wouldn't look that different from like 19 going to college
Yeah.
to like 30. Like it wouldn't be that. It was a totally different actress, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so okay, cool. But then again, there's also this argument, at least in the world they're doing, right? Because when the Shazam wizard is talking to Billy, no, somebody else. They made it seem like this is like the perfect version
Yeah.
of you kind of thing or whatever, right? That's not
So
necessarily
it's like the
what
most
you would
fit,
look like,
like healthy.
that. Sure,
best version.
yeah, exactly, like yoked or whatever.
All of this takes way too long.
The fight? Oh
This
yeah,
whole-
it's
this
because
whole
it's a boring
outro.
fight. There's like no,
It's super
there's no
boring.
stakes.
Yeah.
There's no stakes
one-
whatsoever here.
Cool thing about this is when Shazam uses his powers in a cool way, which is fighting the thing, saying Shazam, going under the legs, and then popping up again. That was cool. I wish we had more of that, but we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
We just have
We
a
don't.
lot of like weird.
We
I
do-
can run fast.
We do get a great moment though where Mark Strong starts monologuing and then it cuts and he's like, I can't.
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
you."
that fight's great. Yeah,
It's
you're a
fun.
mile
Yeah.
away and there's cars and traffic. That was great. I like that. I like Darla when she saved Santa. Like that was a cute little thing of like I've
Yeah.
been really good. I liked Adam Brody's. This is my first. You're my first villain. This is a big deal for me, kind of thing. Like all that was cool, but none of the action was cool.
Yeah.
Because you
it
don't
went on
care.
way too long. Yeah,
It's a big
exactly.
gray monster thing where it's like
Yeah, there wasn't
There's
a
some
whole
CG shit for you to fight.
There wasn't a whole lot of creativity.
Right. So then, yeah, Shazam's fighting off with Thad or whatever, and eventually realizes he's got the one left in his eye. It's Envy. He's got to scare out big old Envy. He gets Envy out. He holds him, yells Shazam.
Which all of that it's super fucking cool. And if you're just seeing this scene, you're like, all right, I like how you kind of won this fight. Like that's that's an interesting thing. But it just doesn't feel like it's from this movie. Like Billy Batson knowing about the envy, knowing about all that stuff. It's like, how would he know any of that shit from this bad guy?
You
that
mean the
we as an
kid
audience
that
saw?
never goes to school knows what the 7 deadly sins are and
But-
can recount them and like,
Oh, well, that's one
grades.
thing.
Like I don't know that I can do it right now.
But more than that,
Gluttony,
it's just this knowing this bad guy, knowing
You don't know
Thad.
seven of them?
lust,
How do you know you're
gluttony, greed, sexiness,
Horniness.
horniness,
rat sloth.
blowjobs, and sloth.
Jesus Christ.
So that gets him out. He grabs Thad. He flies Thad back over there to where the rest of the people are or whatever. He yanks the ball out of Thad's eye or whatever, right? That has all the demons get sucked back in. He acts like he's going to put it in his eye, which is funny. And he's like, oh, and like, we're having a good time. You know what I mean? And so they go back to the Leia. Well, they get a round of applause from everybody there, right? They're superheroes. That's great. They go back to the Leia. and they put it back on display there. They're like, now we have a layer. I'm like, oh man, neato layer.
What's a layer?
Ha Darla, you're a
She's
kid.
dumb.
And then we go back to all hands on deck or whatever, and like Billy calls for it, right? And he's all happy they got a family or whatever, and it's all like a super happy ending of this family or whatever. And then it goes into just fucking a credit sequence ripped from fucking Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, before the credits,
The school scene.
The school scene.
Oh,
Great.
right.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Love this.
Phenomenal.
Just more insulting
Fucking
than ever.
phenomenal.
The whole family sits with all the kids sit with Freddy, and then Shazam himself comes in to sit with Freddy. He's like, I brought one friend too, and it's Superman.
Freddy's acting here was so good because it looked like he was genuinely surprised by this scene.
Yeah.
Because he was just kind of like laughing along, like, God damn it, like you did the thing that I was wanting you to do. That's really it was really sweet. I really like this.
What's funny is I was watching this with my wife, and she was actually pleasantly surprised by how much she enjoyed the movie. But it got to that last scene, and she was like, "They're not going to show his face." I was like, "Babe, they can't get Henry Cavill."
Henry
for this."
Cavill ain't
They
showing
didn't
up
need
for
to.
this.
And
I like
they
this.
did not need to, but she brought up a good point. She goes, if this were a Marvel movie, it would have panned up, and it would have been Robert Downey Jr.
100%.
like standing in the Iron Man suit. They would have got him for one fucking scene.
Would have been awesome.
And he would have had one line. It would have been hilarious.
How
And
about
everyone would have loved it. Instead, they had a body double. But that's
It
fine.
wasn't even close. Like the suit looked totally different. It was just one of those things. Like you
Different
couldn't
suit.
get the same suit with you couldn't get a muscular man instead of like
That didn't bother me.
fake. Oh,
It's
that bothered me
Superman.
so much.
It's more salt in the wound of how they did Henry Cavill dirty, all right? And we're not going to talk about it.
So then we get the credit scene, which
come
whatever,
back, though,
visually interesting, sure. And then the post credit scene, and it's Thad going crazy in a cell, and then there's a caterpillar. And hey, this caterpillar's been built up in this movie.
It has.
He was
We
in
saw
the-
him
he was in the-
show.
he was in the-
We first saw Lair. He was there.
Yeah.
Then we saw Lair again. He was not there
it was
anymore.
broken. It was
Where'd he
broken.
go?
It was a little thing.
Where'd the little caterpillar go? Oh, he
Went
went.
with that.
What the fuck is the caterpillar?
You know
He's
what,
Mr. Mind. Don't you have your notes up?
No.
He's
Tell me,
Mr.
Greg.
Mind. I mean, that's what I know about him. He's like he's from Venus. He's a telepath.
Why is he in the fucking lair with the wizards and the magic?
they
Because
captured
caught
him. They had to
caught
keep him.
Yeah.
But like, so here's my point to this, right? They go through this whole layer. We've seen doors and one little tiny fucking glass, what do they call, menagerie
No,
with
that's
this
not what
one
it's
thing in there, right?
Glass of menagerie.
Well,
was
like-
this better or worse than Woody Harrelson as Carnage?
Well, no, but
Worse.
my point is like when we
you know what that
but, like,
is.
that's
What this
not
reminds me
it wasn't
of-
for us. It was the Shazam fans.
what
you
would have
know?
been really, really cool is if they walked in and it was like the collector's room where there was all sorts of little Easter eggs of the Marvel universe around this thing. Howard
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking Duck, all these things. And then you'd be like, what are all those things?
But Howard
this
the
is
Duck
a
is
weird,
such an
eclectic
obscure one.
room of things that the wizard has helped fucking capture
There's one.
over the years. There's just one thing.
There's 7
in a
deadly sins
random
and a monster.
terrarium or whatever the fuck you keep a caterpillar.
One of
What is the word I'm
Shazam /
looking
Captain
for?
Marvel's
I don't know. Glass dome.
aquarium primary
right?
villains is Mr. Mind, a 2-inch alien worm of high intelligence and telepathic powers. Mind usually carries out his villainous plans through an
Stop.
organization called the Monster Society of Evil.
It doesn't matter. We're never getting the caterpillar movie.
No, 'cause
I
you're gonna
don't know,
get
man.
fucking,
He
you're
very
gonna get
well
the Rock
could
in
be
a second,
in
man.
the second Shazam movie.
No, that's got to be Black
7
Adam.
syllables in the middle. You need 5 for the first and last line. If you're not poetic, no need to fret it. Haikus don't need to rhyme.
Haiku in review. Haiku in review. Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go to patreon.com/kindafunny to write your review in haiku form, just like Ricky McFly. Villain's backstory, tragic. Zach Levi was great. I want super buff magic. Thank you for the rhyme. Thank you.
I like that.
Mason also says Shazam is a hit. Who the hell balanced it? Best it's going to get? Question mark.
What does that mean, though? Who the hell balanced it? I don't know what that means.
Sound? Was the sound mix bad?
I don't know.
I
Not for me.
yeah,
Not
I
for
don't
me
know.
either. I'm just
I have no idea.
trying to help him out.
No idea at all. Josh C says Little Chuck gets big. Read the next part like Vinny. It's all about family. Sure.
It is.
Tim, you are defeated
Nicholas
by this
Price
movie.
says Zachary was. I really am. Zachary was great. Mark Strong always the bad guy. Superman eats lunch.
Mark Strong makes
What do you
a
think
great
Superman
good
ate?
guy.
Whatever the cafeteria had. Probably
Yeah.
chicken fingers and french fries.
Just make the kids
You
feel
think he
good about
heated
getting
it up a
that
little bit with his
D-grade
eyes to
beef.
prove to everyone that like?
I think they were like, "Can I see your scar?" And he pulled it down. That's a giant gaping hole in his chest.
There was a 6-month period where my high school had like the recipe for thin crust Pizza Hut pizza, and it was delicious. And then they took that recipe away, and it was just like school sucks.
sucks.
My high
School
school was just
We had
served
Bosco
Pizza Hut
steaks.
pizza.
We had Red Baron little mini pizzas,
Oh, like the little.
little boxes.
Yeah, those
It
are
was
really good. My mouth's watering
It was
just
good
thinking
shit,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hit me
I
with
used
a
to
rag.
get 'em all the time.
And hold on. Finally, Toady the Chody. We had to read Tony the Chodies.
great.
He says Zachary Levi. This is the real Captain Marvel. Where Black Adam at?
Ragu.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rad Guys Talk Bad Guys, the podcast within a podcast where we rank all the DCEU villains. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the glue, Big Dog, Kev Coelho.
Oh,
Hispanic heartthrob, Andy Cortez.
God.
what?
In the Forbes 30
Gift
under
that
30.
Corey Cudney made.
Where?
Forbes 30 under 30, Tim Gettys.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's horrible.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I'm going to say just...
Stop, Nicholas.
Let's refrain from.
So currently the list stands at this: number 1, Black Mask and Zaz; number 2, Zod; number 3, Roomslex; number 4, Sir Pat; number 5, Ocean Master / manga; number 6, Steppenwolf; number 7, Enchantress and her baby bro. Where do we want to put
Who is Sir Pat?
Thad?
Above Steppenwolf.
He is the bad guy from Wonder Woman. Ares. Remember, everybody was
Yeah,
Pat.
yeah.
I would
You're
put-
saying above Steppenwolf.
I would put this above Ocean Master, below
Sir Pat?
Sir Pat.
I think it goes
'Cause
above
I
Sir
think he
Pat.
had
I
really-
think Sir
I
Pat
liked
was
the
super disappointing.
motivations. I liked the I was slighted as a kid. Now I'm pissed off. We've seen that villain story before, but I still think it worked, and I enjoyed the actor. What's the actor's name?
Mark
Mark
Strong.
Strong.
Really
I
good
really like
actor,
Mark Strong. Yeah, that's good.
Great performance.
I think it should go as number 4, above
Above
Sir
Sir
Pat,
Pat?
under Rooms.
Who was Sir
Lex.
Pat again?
Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Sir Patrick Swayze.
yeah, I would go above Sir Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Room Lex?
Doomsday and Lex.
Just take accurate notes.
I mean, once they're in the notes, I
Do
can't
you
stop
think he
anymore.
was
Can't
better?
correct
He
him.
was better than Lex, though, right? Like Lex was.
I would put this guy
terrible.
No, you're not on the show, sir.
Right below Zod.
I think we can actually go up above Room Lex.
I don't think so. I mean, like, I like
There was nothing.
the
like,
motivation
there
of
was just
Thad, but like,
stupid,
this is
idea
just
that he
stupid
had.
CG monsters out of his fucking eye, just throwing shit. I would say I would
But if Thad
I
had-
would vote below Sir Pat, above Ocean Master. So I would say
I would
number
go
5.
above Sir Pat, below Rooms
All right,
Lex.
fine. We'll put it above Sir Pat.
All right, then number 4 now is Thad. when we come back, whatever, what's 84, 1984 is gonna be like, who the fuck was
Who
Sir
the fuck
Pat
is-
and Thad?
Guys, real quick, I don't know if I made the ranking right. Was Aquaman indeed number 5?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, it was.
It was,
I think
right?
so, yeah. I think that's where you put
I
it.
don't
Okay.
think it
Seems right.
beat
Because I
Man.
put it there and I thought, I don't know if this was because I made the ranking yesterday as opposed to usually when I do it
That
after
was
the
cool.
show.
It's good you did that.
It's time to rank the DC Extended Universe. Currently, number 1 is
Probably,
Birds
right?
of Prey. Number 2 is Wonder Woman. Number 3 is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Number 4 is Man of Steel. Number 5 is Aquaman. Number 6 is Justice League. And number 7 is Suicide Squad.
Number 5. Let's eat some pizza.
No way. It's way
No,
higher.
way higher.
Number
than
6.
Number
That.
6.
Tim,
I hate
Jesus.
this movie.
I think this movie's better than Wonder Woman.
I honestly
Better
thought
than
movie-
Wonder Woman.
I totally agree with Nick. I think this movie's better than Wonder
You
Woman.
like
I think
this
it's
movie
a-
more than Aquaman? Or you like Aquaman more than this?
I do.
That's fucking crazy.
Aquaman's action scenes are at least entertaining. Like this
that's
one,
all it
this
has.
did nothing
That's
for me,
wild.
man.
That's wild.
Nothing.
I just think
I
I
think-
think as far as a straight up standalone, start to finish, decent story that's not convoluted and makes sense, and I think this is the best one they've done so far.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I
With,
feel like
with the exception of Birds of Prey, but
Yeah.
that's a story that's not
Yeah.
necessarily supposed to make
I-
sense. It's crazy fucking.
in the beginning of
bonkers.
this review, I was saying like, oh, this does just kind of make sense. But as we went through the story of this, I'm like, no, it doesn't make sense. The
don't
bad
make-
guys suck ass, and it doesn't make any freaking sense
think it
what they're doing.
100%
There's
makes
no
sense.
consistency with them at all. And their lair and the fucking doors.
I think the third act of Wonder Woman, I
magic.
fucking hate it. Like, by at that point, I'm
too.
just like, what are you doing? Like, why would you go this route? Throughout this whole movie, I feel like it was cohesive and enjoyable enough.
I would put this at number 3 below Wonder Woman.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just found myself enjoying myself. I was enjoying myself throughout a lot of this movie. Where, yes, I don't think it's a great movie by any means, but it's still, it was funny, it was charming, it was heartwarming, had moments that made me smile quite a bit.
I agree that it was heartwarming at moments and funny at moments for sure. I just think that it was, for me personally, just paint by numbers forgettable. Like for me personally, I would put it at my personal of this list number 5, right? Because the first 4 I would watch again, no problem, and the back 4 I have no desire to see again.
That's interesting because rewatching them, this is the one that I was least annoyed at rewatching.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the other ones was like a hassle. It
Yeah.
felt super long. This one at least. How long was this one?
2 hours
something.
and 12 minutes.
Yeah, this one went by fast.
See, I
for me,
felt
too.
it.
Yeah,
I felt it
no,
where I was
yeah,
like,
this one went
seriously, we're
fast.
not at the fucking fight yet? Go.
This movie's going to go down in history for me as the one that I do not understand how I disagree so much with everyone else. Like, I wish I saw what everyone else seems to see. Even in
I
ways.
honestly feel like you're comparing it too much to. Like,
I'm not. I'm just comparing this as a movie.
I'm comparing it to these movies. these movies, that's where I'd put it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aquaman was just so like
Aquaman was
offensive
boring
in a
to
lot
me.
of really parts where like writing and dialogue was just so piss poor in that
But
movie.
they-
but the action was fun, and that's the only thing that I enjoyed
Some of the
about
action
it.
was fun. Most of the action was just a blur of colors and crabs fighting each other, and that was not fun at all.
It's funny how
there's
offended he is by the
absolutely
crabs
nothing fun
fighting.
about an underwater fucking
Crabs and
battle
shrimp.
that's happening between crabs, shrimp, and fucking seahorse.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
This is a movie that to me suffers from the like I want it to be good, and it is serviceable enough that it offends me more that it's bad. Like I feel like this one had everything going for it that it could have been great, and it's not.
Sounds like it's time to
I agree,
vote.
it's not great either.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not great.
Who thinks it's better than Suicide Squad? Raise your hand. We all raise our hand. Who thinks it's better than Justice League? Raise your hand. Everyone but me raise their hand. Better than Aquaman? Everyone but me. Better than Man of Steel? Greg says no. But Andy, Kevin, and Nick say yes. Better than Batman v Superman? Same people raise their hand. Better than Wonder Woman? Andy drops out, which means the new ranking is number 1, Birds of Prey. Number 2, Wonder Woman. Number 3, Shazam. Number 4, Batman v Superman. Number 5, Man of Steel. Number 6, Aquaman. Number 7, Justice League. And number 8, Suicide Squad.
Daddy, why?
Baby, love it.
Jesus Christ.
We're now done with the DCEU as it stands currently. We will return for
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman 1984 in a couple months. But before that, next week, it's happening. James Bond, baby. Daniel
James
Craig,
Bond,
James Bond in review, Casino Royale.
I have not seen any of these movies. I'm
I'm
excited.
I've only
so
seen, like,
excited for
half.
you. I'm excited for you to see him come out of the water in those little
That's a
tiny
great scene.
white
That's a great
one of
scene.
Nick's
bathing
favorite
suit,
scenes.
Yeah.
and is fucking everything.
Nick,
God, I'm gonna
we
be
were at
very
Best Buy
uncomfortable.
yesterday, and Nick was just pointing at the collection of all the Daniel Craig, James Bond movies, and he says,
Why were you guys at
"What?
Best
Can
Buy?
you imagine if I looked like that?" That's all he said.
Did you go to Best Buy?
We all
gotta
went
do
to
the
Best
work
Buy.
around
We had a
here.
blast.
Until
Somebody's
next
got to do the
time.
work around here, Kev.
Until next time. Thank you for this food. We all had a good time. Now we're thinking.
He's Billy Batson. Look at him. He doesn't want to
Fuck.
join
Me?
us. No.
I always hold my hand, Daddy.